a boy was wandering far from home with his loyal Growlithe Growly. They were both freezing, and they hadn't eaten in days.
Growly, I'm not going to make it. Leave me alone and save yourself. Oh? The angels have come for me. Farewell. I leave this cruel world for a better place. Remember me, Growl. Ugh.
Growl. 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 Growl.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Pro Crastinators podcast. It is me. Yeah, we're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah.
Even better than it was the last time, baby. I'm good, and we're back. And it is me, the best guy ever, joined by a whole cast of deplorables. First up, we
A
got
whole nation of them.
a
One might
nation
even
of
call it a
untouchables. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
basket.
right.
That's right. That's what it was.
That's the one. So hey, there's Digibro over there.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Over there's Ben Saint.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
We got Lethal Aurora Mage
I'm back.
with a much
Yay.
improved mic, to my delight.
Oh, that's
that?
right. That's right.
Here's
I can
Hypocrite.
hear.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah, and I threw me off there. And Mumkey Jones is joining
Well,
us
if it
one more
isn't
time.
that motherfucker Ben Saint, you
Yeah.
Oh,
son
yes.
of a
That
bitch.
Now,
that
but
little
before
bastard
things get too
monkey,
crazy
my
here.
mortal enemy.
Fucking hate this bastard.
Now, hang on, guys. We have to establish this. This is an
I'm
official.
sputtering with rage. Sputtering, I tell you.
This is an official government-sanctioned safe space. This is a safe
Oh
space
shit.
between
We're back in
between
my
the nations
college.
of Ben Saint and Mumkey Jones.
Have you provided Legos and Play-Doh for constructive, non-critical
I
play?
need a coloring book, dude.
That's right. There are looping
Yeah.
videos of cute puppies and cats. So don't fret.
I'm
Feel
allergic
free to
to
excuse
cats.
yourself.
Monkey hates dogs. This is triggering. You're
Oh
triggering.
no!
Whee!
I have to
I
file a
hate being
complaint.
relaxed. I hate not being triggered. It triggers me. Oh no! What do we do? All right. Well, okay. Now that that's out of the way, so this is a quite a fortuitous time to be alive, because as you know, folks, if you're not already following the glorious battle between Ben Saint and Mumkey Jones, actually, we haven't seen your battle yet, have we? It hasn't gotten to that point yet.
It has not aired
It'll
yet.
be out on
Tempers have not
December
escalated.
1st, I think.
Yeah, it's
Oh, really?
coming.
December 1st. Okay, so that's
It's coming. Yes.
Well, that'll be hype as fuck. Anyway, so we're here to celebrate not only their great battle, but the field upon which that battle is taking place, the release of Pokemon Sun and Moon. The new,
Yes.
the new.
That's the hot topic.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hot for me.
it's
I'm
hot.
pretty hot
But it's
for it.
cold for Monkey because he's
On the
using
moon?
his moon instead of
Moon.
sun.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's we're gonna talk about Sun and Moon and our thoughts on it and stuff, and also Pokemon in general. And I think we'll probably spend more time on that because a lot of the things that I personally have to say about Sun and Moon are specifically in the context of the whole series and how kind of just ways that they could be improved or my personal vision for what it could be. And I'll be interested to hear what you guys all have to say. So who's got a hot opinion about Sun and Moon?
I got a hot opinion. I gotta say that I've thought a lot about it, and I see the pros. I see the good points of Pokemon Ride. I really do. There's some things about it that I like, but overall, I hate it.
About Pokemon?
Pokemon Ride.
Oh, Ride.
The
Ah,
ride,
okay.
like I get the
Oh,
advantage.
come on, you fucking baby.
No, you're
It's-
the baby. You're not even a human.
It's
Get out of
fucking
here.
cool.
It's okay. It is kind of cool, but all right, just okay. Everyone's like, oh, now there's no more HMs. Thank God. Now we
Yeah.
can just ride on. I mean, I've complained about HMs before, and I didn't like them, but the change that they have made, they didn't fix them in the way I wanted them to. I wanted them to fix them in a way that made Pokemon feel more like real things that like I have
you
and
wanted
own.
it to be like your Pokemon can just surf if they're a water Pokemon. You don't have to give them a move.
Right.
Yeah,
Think
and
about
they've
it.
made it even less like that. Now no Pokemon can surf. No Pokemon that you catch can you ride on. Now only this one Lapras.
Yeah, but
There's
can you
just
imagine
a
them
Lapras.
actually going to the process
Yes.
of having
Yes, I
every
fuck-
water Pokemon have its own sprite? How are
Yeah.
you going to ride on your Tentacruel? What's that
You
going to
can't-
look
you-
like?
I don't. It
You'd
doesn't
ride on his
matter.
head.
Yeah, it would be easy.
Ben, here's
I
where
can
you're
imagine it
fucked
if it-
up,
they
Ben.
could-
Oh, go ahead, Hippo.
Well, I can imagine
I
it being
don't-
easy if they just swap out a model of like the idle animation for swimming.
I mean,
and then just
Well,
add
you know what that'll
splashes.
look like. You know what that'll look like. You know when I was just using my two cannon, who's using his Z attack of which is another topic that we can talk about. But like when he does his Z attack, it's sort of a generic like he's just doing an idle animation
is it
while he's
breakneck
put through this
blips?
big sort of attack thing. But the thing is, he flies up and he dives down to do this attack. He is a perfectly stationary bird with his wings folded at his sides while he is doing this attack. It looks ridiculous. It looks.
Yeah.
It
Have you
doesn't-
seen?
It's not
Have
good.
you seen that one of Waylord doing the spin attack?
No.
I think didn't you retweet it?
Is it the steel one or
I have
something?
no idea.
There's.
I did
I don't
retweet
know.
it. Yeah, because it was
It's
set
so-
to some weird music.
but the
and-
po- the point is-
this
yeah.
whale. He just does this incredible like fucking disco spin. It's just like
Wow.
it's just a whale.
Well, that sounds awesome. Okay, but my point is just that I think that practically, if they did some sort of generic like use a ride animation thing, it would be similarly.
Well,
unsatisfying.
for water, I think it could work. I don't think it could work for ground type because they wouldn't be moving.
Yeah.
And
They
here's
would need
where
walk
Ben
cycles for
fucked up. I
ground
think the
guys.
reason why he doesn't like
Didn't
this
fuck up.
is because you picked the male character. The female character, when you ride a Pokemon, she like puts on different outfits, and when you're surfing in particular, you get to see her midriff. It's really fucking cute.
I mean,
you're
I
playing
do
as
think
a
that the
gay ass dude.
I do think that the Tauros riding uniform is pretty dumb looking. I don't like it.
but
Oh, Mom,
wait
they're
until
all
you
even-
surf as a girl, dude.
All right.
You haven't even gotten to when you get Machamp and you get to be cradled.
Oh,
in the
oh my
sweet, loving
God. I was gonna
arms of
say,
a Machamp
it's
as
like
it
the
carries you
Pieta.
around. It literally princess carries you.
Someone should go to jail for including that. That was a children's game.
I was
haven't
gonna.
gotten to that part.
Yeah, what the
gonna be
fuck,
awesome.
Digi?
Well,
no, okay.
I gotta
No, it's
say,
fine.
Ben, I think of it
I think
differently
I-
from you. I don't think of the ride Pokemon as a replacement for HMs.
But that's
so
what they
much
are.
as-
That's what they
Well,
are.
yeah, they are, but rather than that, what's cool about them is that they're a replacement for like the fucking bicycle. You know, like you've been
Yes.
playing Pokemon for all this time and you've been riding a bike as opposed to a Pokemon. Like it just like I see the Tauros as, hey, instead of a bike for getting around quickly, now you get to ride a Tauros and like charge through shit.
It
And
is way cooler
you
that
know.
you ride on a Tauros, but I just don't see why it had to be only a Tauros. I don't understand why you
because they
couldn't
would have
ride
had to
on-
build models for
Dude,
every
they
single
have
Pokemon.
fucking
There is-
models.
there
They
is the third
have
option.
It's
models.
not the models, it's the animations.
There
It-
is a third option here. They
Oh
could
my
do
God.
some sort of like
Cry me a
for all
fucking
this
river.
time.
Oh,
You're the one
Nintendo-
crying!
The Pokemon Company can't afford to fucking to
Dude, I don't know
animate,
if
you
you've noticed,
I don't know.
but they
maybe
make
30
these
or
games
40
so cheaply and they cut so many fucking corners. Like, I mean, with this game, and this is maybe Nate will comment on this as well with his
Yeah.
vision for what the Pokemon games should be.
Mhm.
And I sort of addressed this in my own video that like I think the funniest thing about Pokemon is that even though there's like this very complex systems in place, like, and I think probably most of the time they spend making the game goes into just balancing it. But like if you look at any other RPG, there's so much more complex with what like NPCs are doing.
Dude,
you know,
dude.
where you've got
Let me-
games like fucking Xenoblade where like every NPC has an entire life and like they're only around at certain times a day.
Dude,
and they
you know what
explore
the
world and
number
have their
one
own stories and
representation of
stuff,
that?
you know?
The number one thing that tells me that is just the facial animation of your character, which is to say there is none. There is exactly
Yeah.
one expression and it never, ever changes. It honestly is the worst thing about the entire game. It pissed me off so many times. Stop smiling! Stop fucking smiling!
I kind of disagree because of the fact that my character was wearing sunglasses, and I really liked the idea that my character was just so disaffected that nothing mattered.
Mine
I
did
got the
too.
impression that my character was like, I'm so powerful and strong, like none of this matters to me. Like when they attack me, I'm just gonna beat them. I'm
Dude,
just
I'll give you
good,
that. Getting
you know?
those sunglasses was a massive upgrade to my enjoyment of this game because those vacant, soulless eyes staring at me every fucking second of every cutscene, no matter what was happening. Not a fan.
I
Didn't
just
enjoy it.
I hear people praising the ride system, and like, yeah, I do think it is. I think that what it lets you do is cool, but the fact that it has moved away from like a relationship you form with your Pokemon, it's the opposite of what I wanted. And overall, I really hate it, and I really think that people are just fucking letting Nintendo off the hook for this one. I think they have the fucking resources. They could animate all 700 Pokemon in a riding animation if they wanted to. They could do it. Why don't they do it?
Ben,
but everyone is just like. Everyone's happy with this.
I don't
think,
disagree,
fuck that.
Ben.
We should not be happy with this. This is not good enough.
When it comes to Pokemon, like if I got everything I wanted out of it, it would be a totally different game, and it would like every generation, like when Pokemon X and Y came out, it had tons of problems with the fact that like it was 3D graphics, the level design didn't make sense with the 3D graphics, there was chugging and slowdown, it was not optimized well for the console.
Dude, this
and
game is not optimized. It's a nightmare. It is. And like every
I mean, it's
battle,
really just doubles battles
I
in this
got
game.
a shiny new 3DS XL just very recently, and it lags for me on double battles. That's weird.
there you go.
Really?
How do
new
you
one
fuck that
too?
up?
Yeah, it's always even on the new one. So double battles are still laggy. In X and Y, it was even worse though. Even normal battles could lag if you had too many like big Pokemon.
I'm not quite done with the ride thing. I'm not quite done ranting about ride. I just have one
around to the ride thing.
Okay.
Which is simply that
I have one more point to make about it.
in X and Y, they upgraded to 3D, and it was like there was a whole ton of problems. And the way that people talked about it, anytime you brought up the 3D, like how these, there's all these graphical failings, people would always say, well, it's the first Pokemon game in 3D. So there's bound to be some stumbling blocks.
Yeah, but
and I'm
fuck
like,
that.
But it's not the first
games
3D game ever.
1995. It's not. Yeah, it's not like they had to invent 3D and they should have just held off. If they didn't understand the principles of how the graphics work, then they should have held off until they did before they released the game. And I do think like Sun and Moon shows a lot of lessons learned from X and Y about how to do 3D. But then like still, it feels like Pokemon makes progress so incredibly slowly, and the fans are just kind of used to it because I mean people have complained about HMs for fucking 20 years now, and it just now finally got changed.
Not enough.
So.
Not enough. I'm
like
honestly
the champion
surprised that they changed it because I felt like no one was really mad about it the way I was mad about it.
I've heard people complain about it all the time.
Were you?
Yeah. Well, I'm not very vocal about my anger, I guess.
Okay. The thing about Ride, here is a compromise that I would be willing to live with, and everyone's gonna hate this, but this is a compromise that I would accept if it were exactly the way it is now in Sun and Moon. Only you had to catch a Tauros and have it in your party to do the thing. If you had to catch a Sharpedo, if it's like, hey, you can't ride around.
You know what, Ben? Here's how this
Tauros.
compromise will work for me, because I think the problem with that is that
I would hate that it would only be the one, but even if it were only the one, I would still think it was
problem with it is that it would force you to have it in your team, and
that's fine. I know it would be obnoxious. I know it would be obnoxious and a pain. And
well, Ben, I'm gonna give you a solution to that.
I want that.
I'm gonna give you a solution to it, though.
Maybe I don't want solutions. Maybe I just want to think about.
What if you could catch a Tauros? Hold on, I want to do my solution. What if you could catch a Tauros and assign it as the ride Pokemon, and then you don't have to have it in your party, you just use it for rides?
Yeah,
seems
pretty
reasonable.
Yeah. As long as it's the one you caught.
Yep.
Hey, Ben, we do Nuzlocke, so if you didn't have a water Pokemon, you could literally just not be able to progress in the game at some point.
Yep.
Yeah.
So why the fuck would you like that? That's fucking stupid.
Wasn't that already true with the HM system?
You just have to make sure you catch a water Pokemon. It is already true.
I mean, I've always thought
probably provides you an area where to catch the Pokemon you need anyway. So.
Well, yeah, but with Nuzlockes, nothing's guaranteed with like that. But
True.
You just have to be careful and just make sure. Oh, I'm gonna need a water Pokemon.
This is kind of a tangential point, but I always thought it'd be reasonable in something like a Nuzlocke to catch a Pokemon specifically just to advance beyond a certain point, and then you could let it go or whatever. Why would that be cheating? Why is that?
I mean, if the game is like I don't know if the game
you have to have a
literally
water Pokemon
can't
to serve.
let you progress, then maybe I don't know. I mean, I think that if all your surfers die, then I think it's fun to be like, well, I can't win now because I let all my surfers die. I think that's cool.
I suppose. But by the way, let me just say about the ride thing, I basically agree with you guys.
Which almost happened to me in White 2, but anyway.
It did.
I had one left.
I definitely am leaning on your side here, Ben. I think I consider it a massive loss to lose the kind of personal connection you have by using a Pokemon that you personally have captured and trained in whatever degree that you have. I consider a huge loss to not have that kind of connection with the thing instead of some sort of like corporatized, like mass bred Pokemon. Like who gives a shit?
I like that they're trying a new thing, but
Yeah.
I feel like it went in the exact opposite way that I wanted it to. I want the games to demand that like I harness the power of my Pokemon.
Yeah.
And that's not at all what's going on here. Even
I
though I
agree.
think it's cool. It's cool to ride around on a Lapras. It's cool to ride around a Sharpedo and be cradled in the strong,
Well, you
manly
get a
bosom of a
Sharpedo.
Machamp.
Yeah.
There's a Sharpedo later.
Well, it's my
But
favorite guy.
It's radical. Riding the
I wanna-
Sharpedo is fucking dope. It's my favorite
it
thing.
looks
Can we
really
move
wanna
on from
say-
ride Pokemon?
No,
It's
I
been
want to
like-
say a thing. One more thing. I wanna
Okay.
say.
I,
well,
I for my part am satisfied.
Yeah, okay. I generally agree with you about the whole thing, and I think it would be cool if you could, catch your own rideable Pokemon and stuff.
Yeah.
But this ride function, as it is now, it kind of endeared me to a few Pokemon I didn't particularly like or didn't usually
Yeah.
use on my team, like Stoutland. I don't particularly like Stoutland, but then I got one and I started riding it, and it's just kind of so cute when it sniffs the ground, and I was so happy when it finds the item. I kind of like it now.
Yeah, I
yeah.
guess I can see that.
I consider that a small gain though, and a big
think-
loss.
I don't
so.
think there's any negatives to the ride system, and I think you're all fucking
The
insane.
personal
We should stop
connection
talking
to
about
your-
it because it's
I
been
think it-
15
I think
fucking
if there were
minutes. We
maybe-
talked
Alright,
about the
alright.
ride
I don't know.
system.
If there were maybe a dozen different Pokemon.
This is what
that-
my fear was about this
things out.
podcast.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's do a Pokemon podcast with 6
It's
people.
too
And I was
deep.
like,
Because
any
it's too
one
deep.
tiny thing you could say about Pokemon, we could do a whole podcast.
Yeah.
They could
Yeah.
they could animate a dozen different Pokemon. With,
All
like,
right, Ben. All right, we
Right,
get
right.
it. Let's
I-
move
I
on.
want to say
Vote
one
up the
thing.
Pokemon ride
It's
system.
not about
Okay.
riding, but it is about animation. I got a Grubbin and I evolved him into a fucking battery bus little guy. He's a fucking cuboid. I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he, for some reason, he can learn acrobatics, which is a flying move.
Yeah.
And I kept that with him. So now he's
Good
basically
idea.
a little bus that flies through the air and beats the shit out of people.
That is
Um,
awesome.
Oh, speaking of animations, did you know that some Pokemon can high five you?
Huh?
What?
How?
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
get
like-
their friendship all the way up, they do
Well,
stuff
Or
like
just
that.
no. All you have to do is like with I think starters have this except for Rowlet because he can't really high five you. But basically, like if you hold your I said almost
Cursor.
a mouse hand whatever cursor near them, they kind of start pawing at it, and if
What,
you
like
hold
when
them
you're
close
petting them and
enough,
stuff?
and, near them, not on them.
Mm-hmm.
And they start pawing at it. Only some Pokemon can do that. And if you're close enough, they kind of high five you because they can reach your cursor.
You're talking about when you're doing like the combing thing.
No, well,
When you're
yeah,
doing
yeah,
the petting in general. Yeah.
in the Pokemon refresh thing.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's pretty neat.
Oh, and like, let's talk about.
shit, I
Give
got that
give
to
tip me out to a bunch of the little touches. Like if you spin your character a bunch, they just do a
Yeah.
twirl.
Yeah,
and
let's
if you
talk
if
about
you
the
stop and
main
start
improvement that Sun and Moon offers, which is the twirl.
running. The twirl is legit, dude. I love the twirl.
That's
Honestly,
good.
my opinion of this game was as if you were following my Twitter was extremely low going in, and
I
then
saw
it
you
got
writing.
steadily better because the game like it front loads all the bad bullshit, and then it gets much better because it just lets you play.
I think I caught my first Pokemon like half an hour in, and
It's
it was
too long.
it was at
Alright.
least
Too
another
long.
half an hour before I caught another
About
one.
the opening. I don't
Yeah.
know why
Yeah.
people think it's too long. It
It's
feels
really
about the
fucking
same.
long.
It's
I
really
like the
bad.
opening.
Well, you know why?
Oh.
Okay, you know why?
I
There's
don't-
a
I didn't
very
hate
simple
it,
reason
but it
for
was
why
really
it feels so
long.
long. It's because every cutscene, and there are a billion of them in the beginning,
I
is
haven't
so
even felt
devoid
that.
of content that it's and by that I mean that like the lead in to like the thing, like they have to fade in and like set the scene, and then like all the transitions. But there's
I
so much
appreciate
filler
all that
in
because it
every
makes me
cutscene.
care about the world and
Yeah,
characters.
no, I don't.
No, no,
I
no.
don't even. I don't even think it was
It's
bad.
story.
I
They
don't
were
even think
bad.
it was
An
bad.
actual
were bad.
RPG almost.
But the first island took me 8 fucking hours.
Yeah.
Well, that means you play
Well,
slow.
if it's the
It
full
didn't take me
island.
that long.
Well, yeah. It's. Blah, blah, blah.
I'm just saying that it takes you. All right. I mean, okay. So not everybody has to agree, but I think that this game continued a trend I don't like of taking things like loading up too much bullshit you have to sort through until you can actually just play the game. And this was the worst offender of the
Actually,
series.
just to jump back to what Mumkey said, I mean, you
Yeah.
said the first island took you 8 hours, but that's a fourth of the game.
That's
There's
not
only
a
4
fourth of the
islands.
game. The first island does not have the same.
The
amount
first
of
island's
content.
only one of the 7
It's-
challenges. It's
It's-
1/7 of the
yeah,
game.
but
Well,
yeah, but the other challenges don't have 3 hours of cutscenes before them. So like, you've
That's
played
true.
like you've played a fourth of the runtime of the game at this point. Like if you're off the first island, you know,
I don't
it's.
know.
I
You
mean,
know
I
what
beat
was
the game in
bullshit?
I
under
enjoyed
40
the first
hours.
island.
You know what was bullshit that you guys I think liked? You know that ceremony, that piece of shit retarded ceremony where your Pokemon that you chose chooses you back? Oh yeah, I
Oh,
really feel
whatever.
special
What's
being
wrong with
chosen
that?
by this Pokemon that has no option
By this
but to love
cutscene.
me. Feels great.
Yeah, I've been chosen by this cutscene. Yeah, it was
I mean,
a little dumb. It was a
Okay,
little dumb.
But
I
it's
Like
like
the game
I
is
didn't-
babying
You
you. It's treating you
guys-
like
you
an
guys-
idiot.
It's a fucking Pokemon game.
No,
I don't know if you've
that's
noticed,
not
but the
an
plots
excuse.
of these games,
I
every
knew you were gonna
Pokemon
come to
plot.
us at some point.
My
No, I-
argument is
no, I
that it was
agree, Nate, it's
cute,
dumb.
and I like
Good.
the little clown boy, and he's my favorite guy, and
Oh,
I hold
did
him
you
in my
serve a
arms.
puppy
I
a
don't
food?
mind cute. I love the
Okay.
Pokemon refresh mechanic. I love petting my Pokemon. And in fact, honestly, I think my favorite thing about this game, a new change, is the way that after a battle you can treat your Pokemon status ailments in Pokemon Refresh. I love
And
that
it's
so
so
much.
sad.
It makes so much sense to me. And you can bond with them and pet them and stuff. That's great. And I can rub my Machoke's dick and he's like, yes, this is what I want to be
I
doing.
saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
It's the greatest.
Yeah,
It's
it
the
was
greatest. That is a
Good
great
feature.
mechanic that makes all the sense in the world, and it should have been there all along if it was.
Yeah, the
technically possible.
Machoke dick rubbing. You mean? Yeah.
Yes,
right.
but
I-
curing
I
curing
just think
status
that-
ailments is
I
great.
think, Nate, that Pokemon has always been incredibly patronizing.
That's-
Like
yeah, well.
all this is like 80% of all dialogue in every Pokemon game. Wow, you and your Pokemon get along so well. You're such a good trainer. You treat Pokemon better than
Okay,
everyone else.
but here's the
everyone
difference,
loves you. You're great. You're amazing.
You-
All right,
No
all right,
trainer's
I
ever
gotcha.
been so
You've
connected
defeated-
to their
but
Pokemon.
You've defeated me, the ultimate trainer, Lance the Dragon Master, the fucking shatterer of universes. It must be because you and your Pokemon are just
have
so
such a strong
cool with
bond.
each
That's-
other.
that's
you
a
care
per-
so
okay,
much
that
about those
beating
6
Lance-
guys you kept in a box for half the game.
That's
Yeah.
perfectly reasonable that you beat Lance
It's
because
not-
you trained with your Pokemon. Okay, look, the difference is that this
No,
game,
it's
and this was the
patronizing.
worst. This was the worst it's ever been by far, and this is the biggest problem with the game. This
don't
continues
get
the
it.
trend of babying you so fucking hard, and not.
This
I don't
is
mean
the
just in
biggest
difficulty.
problem with the game, Nate. This
Yes,
is the
that's
biggest problem.
correct. It is a tone problem. It is a massive tone problem.
You're a
and that-
tone
Pokemon-
problem.
I'll
It's a
tell you what.
baby game,
I'll
mate.
tell you if you let me fucking finish my
Pokemon is a
point.
baby game.
It is a baby
Okay,
game.
you guys are bringing up all these things about how Pokemon's a baby game and how we shouldn't have standards of quality and we
You're a
shouldn't worry
baby
about it because
game.
it's always just Pokemon. But no, I refused to lower my standards because other games didn't
Well,
fuck up in the way
Nate,
that this game
you
did.
didn't-
You're
Okay.
such an idiot, Nate. It didn't fuck up anything. You're just being. What? It added one extra
Like-
second of cutscene. It
No,
added
it's,
one
I'm not talking about
unnecessary
that. You're
story
not letting me
beat.
get to my point.
The
Look,
problem,
here's
well,
the-
Nate, I know what you're saying, but you're implying that this is inherently a bad thing. That like no one wants a game like this. When the reality is that for a lot of people this is fine, and you chose to play a Pokemon game.
Dude, all right, tell
like
tell
you
me,
can go play
tell
Shin
me,
Megami Tensei if you want the
Digi,
same thing, but
tell
dark
me
and
that you
adult.
enjoyed how just eating your fucking dick after you beat him every time. Like, how rewarding was it for you to defeat Hao? And he's like,
It's
wow,
always
that was a great fucking
fucking
battle.
like that,
Sure loved
dude.
getting my shit kicked
Yeah,
that
again.
is
Let's
not-
do
I
it
mean,
again.
that wasn't
That
the
is
point we
not
were making.
new.
Everyone hates Hao. Everyone
Oh,
doesn't
I
like
like
Hao.
how.
Why do we have to have a shitty rival?
Mage, I'm glad
Well,
somebody likes
Nate,
that.
you have like 5
he's so
rivals, and half of
happy.
them
He
hate
is
you.
a-
And
He's
all of them
swell
are
bro.
terrible. All of them are bad. None
What?
of them
You don't
are
like
good.
you don't like the blonde kid? That guy was awesome. He's all edgy and
Okay,
shit, and he
Yeah, I love
Actually,
Leon
I did
Shore.
like him. I
and
didn't.
he
consider him
legitimately hates you. He's like, especially hates Hal. He hates Hal so much that I was like high-fiving him when he
you know what
talked
was
about
good.
Hal.
You know what was good about that character? He had an actual motivation. He was protecting this null Pokemon. It was this whole big fucking thing that was cool. That made him an interesting
and
dude.
Hal doesn't have a motivation when he wants to surpass his father and become a Kahuna because he
Grandpa.
sees himself as an inferiority complex because his father's been a great trainer his whole life.
They did nothing to make me care at all
I
about
knew
his
all
struggle.
those facts, though. You don't have
I
to care
know
about
the
it, but he
facts.
has motivations.
Look, it's
Nate,
not about his actual.
Nate,
He can have any
your
motivation at
complaint
all.
is so fucking vague. It is pissing me right the fuck off.
All right, I think I know
don't
what
think
it
you
is.
even
Game. You
I don't
know what
think
I
you-
mean.
Nate, I don't think you even know what you mean.
Hey, let Hippo talk.
All right.
What? Oh, well, I was gonna say. I think Nate is like it's just a simple point that is sort of blending into other points that he
Mhm.
doesn't like how he doesn't like how How's is so happy. He prefers Gary, who's like, fuck you for beating me.
Or like the
You know,
redhead from
Wants
Crystal.
like
Look,
an actual rival. And
When you fight
this
Gary-
Pokemon game doesn't really have a rival, as far as I know.
When you
His name
defeat
is
Blue,
Blue. His
Blue
name
is
is Blue.
fucking pissed, and it makes you feel good that you overcame someone who wanted to win, who
Okay,
actually gave a
okay.
shit.
But
he's a
literally
douche.
every other rival in this game is like that. And how is
What are these
Will-
other
not all of
rivals?
them.
There's him and
I
there's
just-
the blonde kid.
There's the
No.
blonde kid, there's the girl who's part of Team Skull. They both hate you.
She's not a
and want you
fucking
dead.
rival. She's an
Nate,
enemy executive.
Nate, Hugh.
What?
Hugh in Black and White 2, every single time you beat him, he tells you you're a cool guy and congratulates you on being so strong. Same thing in Black and White 1. Your rivals are just these like real nice chummy guys who just tell you how
Right,
cool
and
you are
I don't
every
like
time
that.
you fight
I
In
don't
all
want to
those-
do that.
Why?
I
In
don't
all
want
the
that.
newer games, then your rivals are your friends, and like the point
Yeah,
is
it's
that
always
you're
been
all on
bad.
this journey
It's been bad the
together.
whole time, ever since Diamond and Pearl. It's been a mistake. They need to fix that.
I don't
Like,
consider
okay,
it-
and
No,
like
I
think
haven't-
about just
But
what does it imply?
They've got that. They've got that in these other characters that are dicks to you, and they've got this other guy, Hal,
Dude,
who's
all right,
nice to
just-
you.
Just think
What's
about
wrong
this.
with having both?
Think about this
Wait,
for
wait,
1
wait.
second.
Wait,
What do we
wait.
make of the fact? What do we make of the fact that our rival now used to choose the Pokemon that was strong against us, now picks the Pokemon that we are super strong and we can wipe
Well,
the floor with
All
any
that has
fucking day of the
done.
week? What are we to
all
make
that
of
has done,
that?
I
Nate,
don't know.
has made me
I don't
feel like
know.
I'm now Gary Oak, and now this kid.
That's a good
is
point.
Some
Yeah,
chump.
Now you're the villain.
And I'm the cool one, and I'm
Yeah,
getting all
Nate,
the girls,
Nate.
even though I am a girl.
You know, hypocrite,
but-
you just changed my mind on this. Now that I'm the villain, I think I love this a lot more.
Yeah.
You guys
Wait,
be
wait.
fucking memeing me.
that, like again, you have other rivals who hate you and do have Pokemon you're weak to, and how later does get an evolution that is whatever your starter is weak to. So he does
Spoilers,
eventually
dude.
get on page. And
What are you
do
talking
it.
about? No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does. When you fight him, when you get into the third island, when he like just fucking springs a battle on you right off the boat, then he
Mhm.
picks whatever evolution your guy's weak to. So I had, my grass starter. He had a Flareon and his fucking Raichu and his Popplio third
Popplio or
evolution.
whatever.
And
Yeah.
all of them were super fucking strong. And it was like out of nowhere, he was suddenly a hard battle and he fucking wiped me.
Oh
Man,
god,
he had a
like
right
there's
to
a real there's a
say-
point there's a point I want to
still
make.
want to say something.
Hey, everyone, shut up. Yeah, Mage, what do you want
All
to
right,
say?
fine.
About the
Trying to butt in for
rivals
like an
and
hour
the
now.
Yeah, well, not an hour, but yeah. About the rivals thing, like in the past games, maybe I didn't pay attention much or whatever, but like all the nice guys, they didn't really have much to their character and they were just nice to be nice. With How, though, I haven't really gone far in the game, but already can pick up that, he has a bit more to him rather just being nice.
You've been tricked. It's a
No,
fake.
after the first battle of
not
the
a
with
trick.
the blonde edgelord,
Mhm.
he kind of says like, oh, he's
Glad-
strong, but I can tell that he's not trying or whatever. So it kind of gives the vibe that Hal's just kind of putting up a happy face or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
There was
has
a bit
whole
of dialogue
arc,
after
too.
that where you can put How down or something, and then How scowls at you. I
Yeah.
kind of like
Really?
that.
Well, he like how
He
constantly
never
wants
stopped
your,
smiling for me once the entire game. He
He
never
constantly
stopped.
I told
wants
him
your
he was a chump,
attention. And
he
he's always
scowled at
like
me.
he's always trying to get you to react to his jokes and stuff, and he gets real pouty when you won't react to his jokes. And like it's kind of implied that he has some fragility to his ego. And then later in the game, like some stuff happens and he feels all bad that he was like not strong enough, and he's like, man, maybe I've been fucking goofing around too much and I'm not like taking things seriously enough.
He really is the Ash Ketchum to my Gary Oak. That's
Okay,
what I
we,
feel like.
all right,
Sounds
guys. You
good.
know what? That's fine. And I don't hate the character of Hal. My problem is simply thus: I don't care for the increasingly infantile tone of the game.
You leave Hal alone, you big bully.
I am leaving him alone. I just don't feel enough. Oh, I don't know.
I just
like the game is really trying to challenge me with anything. Because
Even when
the game
I was a little kid, I thought
Yeah.
Pokemon was like condescending to me. Like I always thought it was a baby game, like in terms of the way it talks to you. Like it constantly reassures you and like tells you everything to do. You've got, I mean,
Yeah.
from the second game, you have your fucking mom calling you everywhere you go, making sure you've got enough money and just giving you money. Like
Well, that
Yeah,
happens
because
just
like
in Earthbound as well, and that's not
That happens
And
in
it
real
really
life.
is.
a game.
Earthbound's
Earth-
a baby game.
I don't
Condescending.
feel like the tone of Pokemon has changed in any particular way.
It
You
has-
guys
it
are
has
out of your
gotten-
fucking mind. You guys are out of your fucking mind if you
It's
don't think
It
that.
has definitely changed, but I think that it's just
I don't think it's
because they've
too
had
drastic.
more feature. They've added more features. I think they've just made the Pokemon games more what they were always meant to be. In that
Oh,
they're a friendly, fun time that you
Family.
have a nice leisurely stroll through
Well,
and
guys-
everyone tells you you're doing great.
And by the way, this is
But
like
look-
the hardest Pokemon game ever. So
Absolutely not. It
even
was a
if
complete joke. I never died once. Not once did I,
I had
ever
10
die.
full party wipes, and I ended almost every major battle with all my Pokemon dead but one.
Well,
I never over leveled. I was always the same levels as what I fought. And
Then we're fucked.
Dude, I didn't over level. I just
I might
played
be a little
through the
fucked.
game, and yet I walked through everything. I never.
what,
grinded
did you only
before.
have like one team the whole game or something? Like,
Yeah,
me,
that's right.
me,
That's
me
right.
and Mumkey
That's
are
probably
listening to
why.
this. Like
Well,
me
why
and
would I
Mumkey's.
switch?
Everyone shut the fuck up. Me and Mumkey's lives are hanging in the balance as we
Yeah.
listen to this. We're
I'm
sweating
shaking in my
bullets
boots.
hearing all this. Yeah.
Well, I've
Okay,
told
well,
Ben
guys-
plenty of hints on how to deal with it.
We've
I
got
don't know if
donators
Mumkey
we have
wants
to
any
please.
hints.
Well, yeah, but we haven't even really touched about the spider web of what I would call casualization of this game. How about the railroading, which I know has always been a thing, but it really was worse than ever.
What do
in
you
this
mean the
game.
railroading? Every
You know
Pokemon
exactly
game,
what I mean.
every fucking Pokemon game is completely linear. Every single one.
I'm aware of that, but I think that
Nate,
not
I was
only does
wondering
it do that, it wastes your time with cutscenes now.
No,
It-
when you
actually, I
brought-
disagree with you. Because
When you
with
brought this up,
With
Sorry,
who?
Nate.
With who, Mage? Who do you disagree with?
Nate.
okay.
Yeah, okay, so every game has been on a railroad, but for the first time, I feel like, this game, this Pokemon game is kind of like an actual sort of close to an actual RPG in a way. Well, yeah, you don't really have choices and it's a railroad, but it's telling a story and I feel a bit more invested in it than with other games.
I mean,
I-
I hear a lot of praise for the story in this game. So
it's good.
like,
The
It's
story
not
is
good.
actually
It
good.
is not good.
Like,
it's fine.
Nate,
It's perfectly reasonable for what
you're
it is.
complaining about the amount of cutscenes, and yeah, I feel like there are more, but a lot of people seem to think that they're good cutscenes, and the story they
Those
tell is a
people
good
are
one.
wrong, and they've been
All
tricked.
right.
They've been
Team
tricked.
Skull are the
Tricked by
coolest.
what?
By their own
yeah,
brain.
I
They
agree.
think they're
Skull
enjoying
are
it.
by
They think they're
far
having
the
fun,
best
but
team
they're
that's
not.
ever been
Yes.
in one of these games.
Yes,
Team
Team
Skull
Skull.
are miles greater than any
I-
of the previous teams.
That's
I
not
really-
true,
I
and you're
really
not thinking
want-
clearly.
I
Team
really
Rocket
want to get to
was
know
much
Team
better.
Skull.
Team Rocket did nothing.
Team Rocket is bullshit.
This is the
Team
personality
Rocket is
of
the
every Team
coolest.
Rocket guy. Oh, I sure like hurting Pokemon. I'm
They were
Team
just
Rocket.
they were just gangsters.
When you
They
say,
were
when you
just
say it like that,
gangsters.
Digi, they actually do sound pretty cool.
Well,
All right, I like Team Skull too. I think Team Skull is great. And by the way, Punk Girl, when she's not wearing her Team Skull outfit, is probably the hottest Pokemon girl that there's ever been. So I'm big into Team Skull. They're
Team
perfectly
Skull-
great.
Team Skull has so much pathos behind them, and when you fucking, I'm not
Wait,
gonna.
I
I don't want
don't
to
wanna-
spoil
I
it.
don't
This
wanna-
this really isn't. By the way, this is not a counter to my point. This is just something else entirely. Team Skull is fine. I have no gripes with them. That doesn't have
Yeah, but
anything
they
to do
have
with the
cutscenes.
I'm just saying
You
casualization.
like
that-
their cutscenes?
Like, yeah, but that
What?
just is such a. I mean, I cannot think of a single time in a Pokemon game until this one where I ever gave a single fuck about anything. I never cared about any of the characters. Any
Well,
of the
that's your
stories.
problem.
I
I
thought
personally.
they were all retarded. You know, like when I was growing up, I was just like fucking mash A through Lance talking about whatever bullshit he wants you to do at the stupid power plant. I don't care. But in this game, I was like, oh my god, this character Lily, she has a fucking arc. She develops, she changes, and I could see the hints from the very beginning of how she was going to change. And I was like, this is an interesting little character. And then there's like this huge moment of growth. And I'm like, whoa, this is literally the plot of Kill La Kill.
You don't fucking think Silver develops over the course of Pokemon Gold and Silver? You're out of your fucking mind. You
He
don't
does at
remember
the
shit.
very end. At
There
the
you
very
go.
end, he's like, wow, you beat me so many fucking times that maybe I'm doing something
And
wrong.
Lily changes exactly once at like 3/4 through the game.
No,
Same shit.
no.
Same shit.
She changes gradually when she realizes a whole bunch of different things. At the beginning, she's
No,
like,
she doesn't.
I never had to, she's like,
I don't know what you're
telling
talking
you,
about, Nate.
oh, I've never dressed myself before. You know, my mom's always picked out my clothes for me. And then every time you go to like a clothes shop, she's like, you know, maybe I'm going to try on something different. Maybe I'll try
Yeah.
something new. And then at one point,
When
she
we
buys
meet her,
an outfit.
she's
but
already
she
a
won't-
shopaholic. That's already established. That doesn't happen over the course of the game. That's
I
just
think
from
the
the
s-
start.
No, she
The
likes
solution
shopping, but she's
here-
never bought her own clothes before.
She's
It's
with
like-
the first time she buys something, she's like, "Oh, I bought this outfit, even though I'm sure I don't have the courage to wear it."
Yeah, and she won't put it on until after like a big character moment.
And then she
you
gets
know?
it, and then we're done. And then she's the same character for the rest of the game. My only point, she's
Oh my
fine. I
God,
like
Nate.
Lily. She's
Nate,
not bad.
Nate,
You guys are just making it out like this is so much better than the other games, and that's
I don't
simply
even.
untrue.
I don't even
That
have an
is the
opinion
case.
because I haven't played that far. Nate, I
Wait, I'm
fucking
not
hate.
even-
I hate listening to you about this. You're dumb. You're dumb.
No, he's
you-
arguing
At
about
the
the fucking
beginning.
cutscenes. You've been through a million cutscenes, and I think the solution that will make everybody happy is just
Uh-huh.
make the cutscenes fucking skippable.
Well,
So
yeah,
if
yes.
you're a retard like
That is
Digi and you like
definitely
this
true.
stupid shit, you can watch it. And if you just want to kill some Pokemon
Yeah.
like me and Ben, you can just go fucking kill Pokemon.
Yeah,
This-
I
mean, this is
fully
what you
agree.
were saying,
Not being
Digi.
able to skip cutscenes is one of the biggest problems. I
Yeah.
hate this is a huge problem with every Nintendo game. Lack of options. They for some reason they just can't get it through their like. Even if
You know
it was
what it
just
Digi,
honestly, I would even
JRPG.
accept.
You're
Yeah?
repeating yourself.
Yeah, I know. Well, okay. Well, I would even
But I
accept
would-
that
I
it
wa-
was
I-
just on the second round. Like, even if it was just the second time through the game, if you could skip the cutscenes, like, I mean, I hate that you can't skip them ever, but like, at least make it so when I go through again, because the thought of trying to play this game again and watch 30 minutes of cutscenes at the start and end of the game is just like, I don't want to do that again.
The other games
Yeah,
don't
I
have
can agree
that.
with
The other
that.
games don't have all that shit.
No, 'cause they have no
Mystery
story.
Dungeon does.
But there is no way to
You
through
oh
again.
god.
There's no new game plus. And
May I remind you all that at the beginning of Gold and Silver, you have to walk all the way to the next town to pick up an egg, and then walk all the way back to the previous town before you can get your running shoes, and before you can really catch any Pokemon.
Yeah, but you still get to
You know-
play.
you know what
You're not
has-
watching
it
a
takes like
cutscene.
20 fucking minutes.
There's no cutscenes in that whole. There's a couple like talk.
Yeah, but
scenes.
it's the worst thing ever. It's the by far that was made.
That's
that,
worse than
replaying
half
the
an hour
game
of
so
waiting
hard.
for the game to start. No,
Dude, there were
it's
so
not.
many times
I did-
as a
I did
kid where I
not-
went back to Gold and Silver and I literally just like played through that little segment and then just gave. I was like, I
And
don't
you
care
just
anymore.
said that you
And
don't
just
want to play
stopped.
this one again. So at the worst, it's the same level of bad from that one game in the
Yeah,
series. I'm
at
not
worst,
talking
it's
about.
the same level.
All right.
Okay, well,
I,
what about?
I just want to say
Okay, go
that
ahead.
Nate,
ahead.
you said we're making out this game is like so much better than all the other ones. I was
Did you,
actually
at least?
arguing. I was actually arguing that all the things you're complaining about were in the previous games, so it's not like things got worse.
Okay, well,
They're just
let
the
me give you
same.
one example of something
Like-
that is unquestionably better.
the
after you
same
finish
stuff.
your
It's just more of it.
Yeah.
But okay, just this one thing that I think is, and this is when I was gonna say like my ideal Pokemon game. This is what I'm talking about. In Pokemon Red and Blue, everything to do with the story of Mewtwo, which is the story of that game. There's Team Rocket is doing their shit, and Mewtwo was made and caused problems on Cinnabar Island. That's pretty much it.
Wait,
And-
is all that in the actual narrative of Red and Blue?
Well,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
great thing about it. That's the great thing about it. You find out that information by going into the the smash up
The
laboratory
mansion?
on Cinnabar Island. Yeah, and you read the logs and you learn by playing the game voluntarily. You're not forced into a cutscene where you find out what Mewtwo's backstory is. All the
There's a
fucked up
lot of
things that went
backstory
on.
elements you can learn that way in X and Y.
There's
You nobody tells you about Type Null, but you can read up all these data files about
Well,
Type
great.
Null. in the
If only
fucking
every
Aether
part of the story was
laboratory.
like that,
for
it'd be
fuck-
1,000
there's
times
nothing
better.
wrong. There's nothing wrong with a cutscene.
Yeah,
But there
there's
is something
errors.
wrong with an abundance of cutscenes that take up half the
fucking
runtime.
game? Does every fucking part of every game have to be delivered environmentally? Does every game have to be some Dark Soulsian thing?
Ben,
where
you
have to
told me
read
you
item
think there's too
descriptions?
many cutscenes. I'm giving you a solution.
I don't even think there's too many cutscenes.
You're lying.
I think
lying.
no. I think it's pretty long. I didn't dislike it.
Yeah,
Just-
I mean,
I
what
like
the,
the
what the
cutscenes.
fuck?
I think they're too long, but I had no problem with them. And like the way I played it, like, I mean, I sat down with the game and played for 6 straight hours, and those first 30 minutes very quickly no longer were a factor because I just kept playing, and I just thought I was glad to be invested in the world and characters, because if I'm gonna play a game with a lot of story, I'd like to care about the things that are going on.
Guys,
you know,
as I played the game, it absolutely got much, much better as I played more, and what I didn't think was a very good start became less and less important. But that does not, I'm emphasizing things that bothered me a lot at the start that I don't think they matter that much over the course of the game. Like, you get less
Okay.
cutscenes as the
Okay.
game goes on. I'm just being
Okay.
strongly emphasizing what
Nate-
those points are.
Okay, Nate
That's all.
hates cutscenes. That's it.
That's
That's,
right.
all.
That's
That's
right.
all there is to it.
Well,
Nate hates
and
cutscenes,
that was only
and
part of
that's
how the
okay.
game. Well, whatever. All right, let's move on to something else.
I just think
Yes.
it's really funny to hear this argument from a fucking Kingdom Hearts fan, where you have to start off the first game spinning.
You can skip those
fucking hours
cutscenes.
on an
You can
island.
skip those fucking cutscenes if you
Yeah,
want
but you
to.
can't skip that
But why
stupid
would you
race.
want to?
Also,
Kingdom
they're
Hearts
great.
is
Hey
about
guys,
it-
do you know what's
Kingdom Hearts
neat
is
about
about
the
its
game?
story that is delivered
What's
through
neat?
cutscenes.
Like the NPCs you fight, sometimes they throw out Pokemons and different types of Pokeballs. It's a neat little.
Do they?
Oh
detail.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they've done
Yeah, I
that
have
before,
noticed
haven't
that.
they?
Oh,
That's been in other versions.
The Kahuna's Crib Brawler, I think, was in an old, I think all the Kahuna's Pokemon were in.
But
an Ultra
it's just
Ball.
random NPCs. Like some guy used, I think, a Premier Ball. I don't remember for
The
but just random
collector
NPCs to
guys,
battle.
the collector guys use Premier Balls for their
I,
play.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
said before, I love getting all my Pokemon in different colored balls, and just they
too.
all have like I got my one guy, my starter here, he's in a little red ball, and
I
this
got
one
some
I found this
different
Diglett in a cave, he's in a little black green deep ball or whatever.
Yo-
Oh, and this fish is in a dive ball. It's great.
Yeah, your Pokemon should all be in blue balls, Ben. That's for sure. Hey,
He likes water
got him.
Pokemon.
Yeah, because I really like surfing. Really like catching all those water Pokemon.
Can we talk about the elimination of gyms?
Yes, we
Well,
can.
It wasn't really
yes.
an elimination. It was just.
Oh no! Oh no! It
It's
absolutely
completely
was. This
different.
was a big deal.
I don't know. I feel like
Monkey?
it's exactly the same.
Oh, how far are you in the game, Gib?
I mean-
how many trials have you done?
I've done 2, and I'm about
Okay.
to do the third one.
I mean,
So you know they're very different. at
I'm
least.
pretty much completely spoiled on where it goes with it. I don't
Mhm.
think Mumkey is.
I am
so,
not.
Yeah. So
Uh,
I mean,
all right.
I'm not.
it seems to be that instead of trainers in the places, you just fight a bunch of the Pokemon of the
Mhm.
type that the crystal is.
the
Just like it would be in a gym, and then you fight the
mean-
big main one, and then you beat him, and then you get the thing.
the Kahunas are basically gym leader battles. The trial leaders, I guess,
the captains
are
or
the
whatever.
trial captains are too, kind of. I guess I don't know.
Kinda, yeah.
It didn't feel like it with them as much.
Yeah,
I
well,
like
you
the
don't really
framing,
fight
though.
the trials
some
are
of 'em.
clearly the new versions of gyms, but the actual gym leaders are more like the Kahunas. They've basically made two different strands of.
Well, I've
yeah.
always
Yeah.
I've always thought that Kahunas were like the Elite Four, and there's one Elite Four on each island.
Well, yeah.
But
beat
I mean,
them
the
as
Elite
you
Four
go through.
ordinarily would not
It
be
seems
fought
like-
on each island.
It seems like
Again,
you fight the trial captain, then do the trial, then trial captain, and then
Sometimes.
You don't fight a lot of trial captains.
yeah, I didn't fight the water one.
Fight Elima. That's like the only one. I
Well,
think.
you fight a couple of them. I think. I don't remember.
The point
No,
is, the
I think Elam was
captains
the only one you
train.
fight
They
before a
train the
trial.
totem Pokemon, and they that's their place to show
Yeah.
off how good they are at making
Right,
Pokemon
right.
really fat.
And the totem fights are cool because they're like you usually have to fight two Pokemon at once, and it makes it a much more strategic.
Oh
battle.
God, the two at once. We have to talk about
In fact,
that
you
at some
always
point.
have to fight two at once. But yeah, it makes it. Man, the most hilarious fight I ever had is against the electric one, and like
Yeah.
I had like only one Pokemon that had enough resistance to deal with it, which is my Sandygast, and like he couldn't do it. Like it was like he couldn't damage it because it was a flying electric, and it couldn't damage me very much because it was I was a ground type. So
Mhm.
like all I had was to trap it in a fucking sand tomb and like just wait out turn after turn until it fucking died, and it took forever, but it was so funny because he couldn't hurt me, and it was just like this battle of attrition where he just kept increasing his speed or whatever, and it was totally pointless.
Well, you know,
I love it.
I liked one aspect of those of the trials, and that was the totem fights were cool. There's the buffed up Pokemon that's stronger than normal, and he summons guys to fight him. And that felt like a kind of like a proper boss fight. I did enjoy that aspect, but there was a huge problem. I think.
I
Yeah, go
do
ahead.
like the idea that a Pokemon can be a boss battle. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm that impressed really with the totem Pokemon. I don't think they're
Sure.
that interesting, honestly. I mean,
Mhm.
the most interesting thing about them is that they summon, which is not even a thing that's unique to them.
Well, see, and that's the
Right.
thing. Okay, so when I did the first trial and there was a summoning thing for the totem in that in that area in the trial area, I was like, oh, that's cool. This is a challenging place.
So I
There's
like
actually-
the concept, but I think they could do it better.
The problem for me is that happens outside of trial areas and was probably the most frustrating thing just about doing normal battles when I'm trying to,
No.
and not even when I'm just trying to capture something. When I'm
yeah,
trying to
I don't
capture
know.
something
But that's
and it
like
keeps
the
summoning
new way to
guys and you
catch
can't throw a
Pokemon.
Pokeball, it's a nightmare. It's a
It
nightmare.
is a kind of a nightmare. I haven't had
Yeah.
a really terrible experience with it, except for one time where
Yeah.
none of my Pokemon were particularly effective against this rock guy.
Yeah.
Well, I think they were, but I was just fighting it with one Pokemon. And I was just trying to get it low enough so that I could catch it. And then he summoned another one. And the worst thing about it is that they can summon ones as soon as you kill the second one, so you don't.
Yeah,
have
they don't even have to like use a turn or anything.
I mean, I think it's a cool like idea to have that happen, but it just happens way too often. It's like every wild Pokemon battle. If you get them to low health because you're trying to catch them, they're gonna summon something.
Dude, I was keeping
it's
track.
Gonna turn into this fucking.
I had a record of 5 times. I had a Pokemon at 1 HP. I was used False Swipe. It was like stunned. 5 turns in a fucking row. I one-hit killed the enemy. It summoned another one. 5 turns of that. That's too long.
I mean, the thing about it is that it's also meant to be a method for catching better Pokemon, because the more they summon, the higher the IVs will be of those Pokemon, and you can get like, if you want to have like a really solid team, you just keep side chaining those things until you finally get like, and they'll also summon like their own evolved forms sometimes, or like Pokemon that can. There's a lot of Pokemon that can only be caught that way.
Well, all right, that's cool, but it's an issue of balancing, and I don't think the balance is correct for that.
No, there's too much of it, but
like, wouldn't it be great if that only happened in like trial areas or just some designated place?
Yeah, that would be.
Or wouldn't it be cool if it only happened for cool Pokemon?
All right, you know, I actually think it's kind of cool that you can catch Pokemon with their hidden abilities that way, but I don't like that some Pokemon can only be encountered at all that way. I think that means that a lot of people, myself included, would go through the game just without seeing a lot of Pokemon. Like, I think
that is a huge issue.
I think Toxapex can only be encountered if you have like all these long ass chain battles where they summon a series of Pokemon, and like I think there's a high probability that just might never happen, and I might never see a Toxapex.
I beat the game and that never was happened.
Or a Sableye. Happiny.
Yeah, Happiny on the first island. You can only get it by when it calls, like when baby Pokemon call for help, like Bonsly or Pichu.
Yeah, or Igglybuff.
I mean, I guess it was the case before that you could go through an area and never encounter certain Pokemon.
Right.
I mean, I don't know.
It's just a little extreme.
I think
there's too many of them.
Hiding something esoteric like a hidden ability. I like that. I think hiding the Pokemon period.
Yeah, and there's
just
much. Like, I mean, it's always been one of the cool things about trying to catch all the Pokemon in a game is that they usually have whatever new mechanic. There's some Pokemon that you can only catch through that mechanic, but this is like way extreme. Like, there's a lot of Pokemon you can only catch that way.
There should not have been. I think they overdid it.
It's funny to me. I kind of disagree with you guys. I'm actually inclined to be more charitable about this because I'm a man who loves the grind, as you all know, and I don't really mind. Like, if you go through the game just playing normally, which I just finished this morning, and I never find Pokemon, that's fine, because I'll really enjoy, if I'm inclined to go back and try to fill my Pokedex, taking the pains to go and find them out through whatever method. It makes me appreciate it more when I have to work hard to get a Pokemon, you know?
I mean, that's the part I do like, is that like sometimes you're trying to catch a Pokemon and it becomes like, all right, now I really gotta like, put a lot more effort into strategizing how I'm gonna do this, but it's just too fucking much. There's 300 Pokemon in this game. I don't want to do this in every fucking battle. It's ridiculous.
Just recently, I was having a bit of an issue with the Feebas in that the only one place that it can spawn in the water trial area, and you get the fishing rod and. It seems like the first time you see it, it's like a high probability. But if you miss your chance, like I did, it drops drastically. And then I was just sitting there for 2 hours fishing because I hated the idea that I let it get away. I didn't realize how rare it was.
But don't you feel great when you finally catch it?
I don't know, because there's a thing with that. Because when I get fucked by a random number generator enough, finally winning after finally getting the thing, there's a threshold beyond which I don't feel as good. I just feel
Pokemon.
Like I sigh and I'm like, finally. And
that was like when you fought
Pokemon.
Sans,
Is just Pokemon on every level is just all about that RNG.
Yeah, and I don't love RNG. Like I like something like in Kingdom Hearts, trading and getting better at the fights.
Lately, I have been playing lots and lots of Pokemon Showdown, and you just have to learn to love the RNG. It's the you have to accept and embrace the RNG.
That's like a Dark Souls meme. Learn to love the RNG.
Hey guys, something random. Did you all get your event Munchlax thingy?
Yeah, Snorlax has been a staple of my team.
I did not get it because it seemed cheap.
I
got
caught
it,
it's
but I'm
just
never gonna
level
use
5.
it.
It's perfect to save
No,
your game.
I caught one.
I
and
don't
Metronome
want-
is lots of fun.
I-
It's hilarious.
No, it's cheap.
Guys,
That's
his Z
hilarious.
attack.
Well,
is
it would
so
definitely be
dope.
cheating for Ben's Nuzlocke. He
Oh,
can't.
that's
Pulverizing
true.
Pancake is the coolest attack in all of Poke. Oh, hey, you know what? Let's talk about that real quick. Z moves. I think I just completely love them, and they're basically
mind
final
them.
smashes for Pokemon, and that's
I
awesome.
just don't like that they have long cutscenes. That's the only thing I don't
We all
like.
love
You can only
Final
use them-
Smashes so much.
I do
only
love
use
final.
them
You don't love final
once per
smashes?
battle,
Get out
which
of
makes
here.
it
No.
okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
Gabe,
think
what were you-
I think they're
Go ahead.
balanced enough.
Using one per battle, seems reasonable.
I don't
and
think
it
they're
uses up a
broken.
If you
PP.
could use them all the time, then you would feel like you need to use them all the time, and then
Yeah.
it would be terrible that they were really long. But if you're like, you're fighting a kahuna
Well-
and you're like, all right, they got half the health left,
Yeah,
I can be able to do it.
Well,
Big
but,
old
like,
explosion.
Z moves are
whir.
Z moves are good. Like they're always good to use. So like strategically, you probably should use them every single battle you're in, which is annoying and I don't like it.
I'm not
For
going
what
to
it's
spoil
worth,
Wild
anything.
Pokemon, you
that
can usually
long.
kill
Well-
them in one hit if you're good.
Mumkey, were you saying?
Yeah, I'm not going to
something?
spoil anything, but the battle between me and Ben, the Z moves are some of the. I mean, it's the best fucking parts of the video.
The Z moves did become.
Yeah, I think they're a
See,
lot of
that's-
fun.
That's what's cool about like
Yeah.
ultimate attacks, like in Dissidia.
In
or
that case,
Transfer.
the cutscene definitely added something.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
hyped
that was
now.
fun.
It makes it more
refrain
anime.
yeah. It was like
generally
it's like me and Ben were actually fighting in an anime. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we called out our attacks and,
Whoa.
then we charged them up and released them.
Did you do the pose as well?
Yeah, you better have done that dance.
Oh, in real life we
In
did
real life.
yeah.
Yeah, we had face cam on and everything.
Oh my god! Wait. Okay. Generation 8. Generation 8. Keep the Z moves, but have a motion controller built into the DS. You have to actually perform the dance.
And
in
if you
order
do
to
it wrong, then the
activate-
attack doesn't
I would
work.
be so down.
Hey, you know what?
Yes.
Quick
I'd be
caveat. One of
so
my
down for
biggest
that.
problems with this game was that there's a couple times you get a Z stone or a Z crystal or whatever, and then you can just use it without learning the dance. How the fuck did I learn that dance game? How the fuck did I do
Oh,
it? I don't
no,
know.
that's so shitty.
It is
that
shitty,
that
isn't it?
actually really pisses me off. Like
There you
Yeah.
go.
they
Oh,
make
well,
a
I
big,
mean,
they make a
you-
big deal
yeah.
about you have to do the dance to do the thing,
Right.
and then sometimes they just ignore that rule. That sucks.
I mean,
Yep.
I would say as often they ignore the rule because
that
there's like,
Yeah.
there's like
blows.
20 fucking crystals and there's only like 8 people who
18.
can teach you dances.
Did you?
Hey,
The first thing I did when I
18
got to
types.
endgame
make
was
up
go
the
track
dance.
him down.
Make
up
up
the
your own
Yeah.
dance. There you go. Maybe
I
the
don't even know-
crystal.
I don't
like,
even think
you
the
know,
dance
teaches
is
If you can
you-
just make up your own dance, then why does
Wait,
Ilima have to
wait.
teach you the dance?
Tradition.
Wait,
I don't
if,
know.
if there's 18 crystals, surely some of them are the same type, like same move
Oh, wait,
type, like
wait.
water.
No,
There's
there's only like
well, there's
18
actually way
types.
more than
There's 18
more.
types, but then there's like unique. There's
Yeah.
Pokemon specific crystals too.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck.
Forgot
I'll
about
say
that.
this much. I kind of like the Zemos. Actually, I like them a lot more than I do Mega Evolutions.
Yeah, dog. Yeah.
I agree.
No, I like Mega.
Mega
Mega
Evolutions
shit,
is
man.
Yeah, but
stupid.
Mega
When will you
Evolutions,
grow
they take
up,
up a
Ben,
whole,
and accept
they
that
take
Megas
up a
are
whole
shit?
thing.
What do you mean they take up a whole thing?
Do they
They
not
take up
take
a-
up a
a
whole move slot?
What? No.
Well, they take up
No.
a turn.
No? Okay, forget it then. I've never really used them. I just
Well,
heard about them.
Well,
man, let me tell you.
Mega Evolutions do not take up a turn, you dingus.
They don't. Oh, okay. Well, I still like them, but I got through this whole game, liked Z moves a lot, and let me tell you, I'm in the end game now. What I went to do a thing in a certain place, and what do I find? But the guy's like, "Hey, congratulations on becoming champion. How'd you like to learn about megas?" And I was like, "No,
Oh,
please, we were so close."
Megas are cool. No, I'm that's it.
Yeah.
I'm a mega fag. I'm
Well,
totally
you
on
don't
board
get
with
to
megas.
Yeah.
use megas.
Then you are a
until
mega
post-
fag.
I am a hey man.
Mega evolutions are.
I
only
mean, I know I
post-game to this
literally
one,
just
so-
said that about myself, but
Yeah.
come on.
I played the whole game and I never used a single Z move.
What?
Oh
Why
my
not? They're
god.
cool.
And a minute ago you're like, oh yeah, I died all the time. I
Yeah.
have 10 wipes in this game.
I wonder
Well,
why.
you know, the idea of having to like give things to my Pokemon, never been
for
a fan.
fuck's sake!
What, you don't
gotta,
even give them
you gotta
items?
you gotta micromanage at least a
That's-
little bit.
That's Gen 2, dog. That's Gen
Micromanaging
2.
sucks.
You
I hate
suck.
because I constantly
It's
switch
not
Pokemon in and out of my party,
Oh,
so I've
well,
always
fair
felt
enough,
like
fair
I have to like remove all the items from each guy
Digi,
and then put
why
them
do
on the
you- why do you
next
switch
guy.
them
It's
so
a pain in the
much?
ass.
Why do you
Digi,
switch them so much?
by the part of the game where you're on the second island and you've just
Yeah.
got to the Royal Rumble, how many times have you completely wiped? I'm just curious.
He said
By the
10,
time I got to
right?
the Rumble,
Yeah.
I don't know if at all. maybe once.
Okay.
Digi, I got a question for you. Me and Ben are having a little debate about this. Do you think when you get thrown into that first Royal Rumble, if your Pokemon dies in a Nuzlocke, is it dead, or does the Royal Rumble not count because it's fucking horseshit?
I would say it doesn't count because it's so fucking weird.
Yeah, I'd say it doesn't count either.
What are you
Ben's
guys
trying
talking
to kill
about?
my Pokemon.
Do you remember Nate, the four-way battles?
If the the story puts you in a battle, I think it's.
But it's not a real battle because it's 3-on-1 pretty much, and it's the only Pokemon in your party. So when it dies, it counts as a full party wipe, and that's game over.
But someone.
The biggest problem with it is they don't even warn you it's going to happen, and it automatically selects.
There's all kinds of things that happen without warning.
Yeah, but you don't get to. You don't have your whole team. It just picks the first guy you've got, and then just throws you in, and it's like you just have whatever you have. You have to be lucky enough.
Over.
I don't know. It sounds like it should maybe count as the death of that Pokemon, but not necessarily a game over.
I mean,
I just played
the Nuzlocke community needs
Royal
to
Rumble, and it was 4
We
Pokemon,
are the Nuzlocke community.
But it wasn't really 3-on-1. Like most of them didn't attack me at all.
I think
they fucked each other up.
I
for me.
almost want it,
you know?
but then like the thing is that there's one guy who was constantly using Reflect, and he was the only one who was weak type-wise to my guy. So like I just kept attacking him, but it wasn't working, you know, and because he kept reflecting, and then eventually I was the first to die in the end. Like eventually they all killed me, and I was like, there was no way I could have known this was coming and had the right, like there's no way to know what Pokemon they're gonna have or what would be the best, you know, front runner for your party. So it was just kind of
sudden, but
I think Ben, for the sake of our Nuzlockes, I think we should have a vote. We have 6 Pokemon experts who've all played the game. How about we put it to a vote? And then they'll decide if my Pokemon is dead.
Let's do it. I'm just saying, if the vote comes out that it doesn't count, I'm still gonna do it. And if I manage to win, I'm gonna pretend that it's legit, and I'm gonna pretend that I'm superior.
I mean, you're probably gonna be superior regardless.
In a Nuzlocke, I don't think it counts as a full party wipe if you die, but that Pokemon should die.
I kind of agree with that. I'm with
that.
God
damn it! Fuck you all.
Let's vote on it. Let's vote on it right now.
I think it should count for that. Yeah.
So okay, all in favor of it counting for a full game over wipe if you lose, say aye. No votes. Okay. All who think that it should count as the death of that Pokemon, but not necessarily a full game over, say aye.
Aye.
That's what, 4? And okay, and everyone who thinks it shouldn't count whatsoever, say aye.
Fuck you.
Aye.
Well, the majority says that Pokemon must die.
Okay.
I should probably have voted the other way because I'm probably gonna lose.
I don't know what you were thinking.
It's fun. It's fun to die.
It is fun to die. That's what makes games fun. It's almost like it's fun when a Pokemon game challenges you and gives you shit when you don't do everything perfectly instead of sucking your dick the whole time. Wow, what a concept! Who would have thought?
Yeah, throwing my level 15 Pokemon that I'm training into a fucking 4-way. That's so fun and challenging, Nate.
Well, you could train up before you go into the building.
I didn't know they were gonna throw me into a fucking battle, Hippo. It's completely out of nowhere.
Wait,
has it already happened for you?
Yeah,
you know what? I changed my vote.
You're too late, bitch.
3-3.
Yeah.
It's tied.
And Digi counts as 2 because he has more subs than us.
That's bullshit.
Fucking cowards.
You are cowards. Well, okay, I mean,
make your own decisions.
You guys, since it's a tie, you two will have to decide amongst yourselves. You're the ones doing it.
But we both just agreed, so hey, what do you know?
Yeah.
Okay, well there you go. All right, get out of jail free.
Yeah.
Congratulations, everyone.
There you go.
Ben's gonna fully make up his mind once he plays it, and whether or not.
Yeah, that's right.
Dies.
Yeah, I have to. Let's confer on this
Once
after.
he sees how bullshit it is, I think he's gonna agree with me.
Let's wait for me to win, and then so I can say it definitely should count as a death. Definitely.
Maybe if your Pokemon died, Mumkey, you should just constantly let it have paralysis. So like it's like it's a cripple now, but it's still alive.
Hey, let's talk about something else now. And I think this was an X and Y. I can't fucking remember, but I know it was in this game. And it was pretty cool. Let's talk about dressing up your Pokemon, man, and making them all pretty, and looking fly as fuck.
They have that?
I loved it. I like
it. I mean, I haven't seen that much of it, but what I've seen, I like. I want there to be lots more options.
You're talking about dressing up your character, right? The way you phrased that was odd.
Wait, the Pokemon or the character?
The character, dog.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Well, yeah, I'm on a quest to find a really nice big summer hat to go with a white dress. That's my main
There's only one big summer
motivation.
hat in the game, and it is
I want it.
$145,000.
Oh my
so
I'm getting it.
See,
yeah,
see,
I could buy it now. I'd that's the one thing I hadn't bought yet that I wanted, but you can only get it in that mall in the first island. So you're already you've already passed it. Yeah.
there's nothing more fun than giving yourself a quest and then going on it
Do
and
the
completing
items
it.
change day to day, like in
They do?
the shops? I know, I'm asking. Do they?
Do they do
they're the
what now?
same.
Well, I didn't see the big summer hat when I was first there, so I guess it gets.
No,
It might have
there's,
been
there's no
unlocked.
changes. It's the
Yeah.
one in the mall is like the super fancy store where everything's like crazy expensive, because there's two stores in the first town. There's the one that's like the basic bitch store, and then there's like the crazy high quality
Where the
store.
hell's the
inside
crazy
the
store?
mall.
I didn't
Are you
see
talking
a
about
crazy
It's in the
XY?
mall. You have to
I
go in the
didn't see a
mall. No, I'm talking about Sun.
store.
There's a mall that me and Ben both completely missed our first time through the first town.
I'm guessing I missed it.
And then we went back, and it's like a huge.
I must have
They've
missed
got
it too.
yeah, it's a big ass mall,
Shit.
and they've got like a
Rich.
clothes store, and then a couple of other little
Cat.
shops, and then there's like an event area where like depending on time of day and what day it is, there's different events going on there.
Holy hell.
There's a guy who
How is
makes you
that?
literally pick up a bunch of shit and feed it to a grimer. It's hilarious. You literally pick up shit. It's Pokemon shit is everywhere, and you have to
Awesome.
feed it to a grimer. It's the best.
Shall we?
I like the
Uh-huh.
Alolan Grimer because he's like he ate a cheeseburger and he's got cheese around his lips.
Maybe
Gross.
that's why.
I
Maybe
was
that's
gonna
why
say
a
that's
No,
Alolan
actually, I like
Grimer is.
Alolan Muck. That's who I like. Sorry.
Maybe that's why Alolan Grimer and Muck are all gross looking because they eat poop, unlike regular
Well, yeah,
Grimers.
it's established
Don't they
that
live in the
this
sewers,
game-
the other Grimers?
Well, Grimers in the previous generations ate like sludge and like
Yeah.
industrial waste, and now they just eat human trash because there's not
Okay.
enough waste.
That's why
There's not enough industrialization in Alola for them to.
I
Yeah.
feel
eat,
that's why he has the yellow because it's.
Yeah.
I just assumed it was cheese from a cheeseburger.
Yeah, they
Make-
also eat poop.
That's pretty fucking disgusting.
But doesn't Muck
Oh,
have like diamonds in its mouth?
I'm not
Maybe.
sure.
He's
Maybe.
got like these like crystally looking stones for teeth or something.
Could be
That's
glass
just-
shards or something.
Yeah, it could be glass.
You never know. You never know. But anyway, let's talk
really
about forms and how cool they are. Yeah.
About Grimer, you could, when you
Sure.
rub him, your hands goes all sticky and it's like.
I've
really
got to
funny.
try it.
When you pet him, who would
when
ever
you pet
pet
him.
that disgusting
I know.
sack of garbage? I'd never
He's
touch him.
gross, but I
He
love the
is
fact that they
gross.
added that.
I've got to take my little comb and just gently clean off my little pile of garbage, my little
Yeah.
piece of living
So
feces.
let me just ask guys, does anyone have a problem at all with the Pokemon forms? Because I think I pretty much
What do you
just
mean
love
forms?
them across
What
the
do you mean
board.
forms?
I mean,
Oh,
Alolan
yes.
form versus Kanto, and the other.
Oh,
Some
I
of them
don't-
suck.
Well, they can okay.
I like-
Persian is a nightmare. Persian is a
Persian is
nightmare.
awful.
There's no doubt about it.
I don't really like Alolan Doug Trio, even though I think he's funny.
Yeah, I don't get the
Even
hair
though
with
it's
the
I
a
think-
seal.
zucchini.
I don't get
As
it.
stupid as Persian looks, I think it's 1,000 times better than the original Persian.
What?
The original
It was-
port.
I mean,
It's not.
cats
Persian
don't
was
look
boring
retarded.
and stupid, and I
Yeah.
never
Well,
cared
and this
about it.
new
This
at
is
one
all.
not an
isn't?
upgrade. This is a downgrade.
This one's hilarious. It looks
This
like
one's-
Great downgrade.
The-
Do you not think that
Uh,
I
it looks
think-
like a One Piece character? I think it looks like a One Piece
That's
character.
okay,
No,
but that's
it's
not always
stupid.
good.
Oh, guys, I think we lost Mage. Where'd Mage go?
She was triggered by my hatred of Persian. I'm sorry, Mage. Forgive me.
Oh yeah.
I think the original Persian looks too
I
much
hope
like a
she
normal cat.
Kept
I
her
do hope she
recording.
comes back.
I hope she. Yeah.
She's a big girl. She can take care of herself.
All right, well.
Anyway,
we'll see how that plays out.
I think forms are cool, and I mean, I've recently found. I guess I won't say because I want to spoil you guys.
Oh, I like Fat Face Raticate.
Oh, I love
pretty
Fat
funny.
Raticate.
No, I don't. Well,
Coolest.
I kind of like Alolan Raticate. I do not like Alolan Rattata. He
No,
is stupid and
Rattata is
dumb.
always in every universe, every timeline.
yeah.
Rattata is a piece of shit, and no one
No,
likes him.
well, I mean, I don't mind they just gave him a mustache. It's so stupid. Like
He's a
there's no substantive change there.
My-
Like the
my biggest
Raticate at least
problem-
looks a little different.
My biggest problem with the Alolan forms is that there's not nearly enough of them, and there are still old fucking Pokemon like Caterpie in
Yeah.
this game
Yeah,
that
there's
have
not
no
enough of
business
them.
being there.
Yeah, there needed to be way more. I
It should
totally
have been
agree.
It should have been every old Pokemon is different here.
I mean,
Yeah.
do you guys
if
feel?
it was gonna be
Yeah.
from Gen 1, it should have been different because like it kind of
Hey,
implies
Mage is
throughout the
back.
game.
Hi, sorry, internet just.
Did
Oh,
your
no worries.
did your recording survive?
Yeah, my recording survived.
Okay.
It was just the internet.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of implied throughout the game that Alola is like closer to Kanto, and that there's like a lot of immigration between the two, and Kanto's like kind of important. So I feel like it made sense for there to be lots of Kanto Pokemon, but they should all have different forms. I should not in any Pokemon game ever have to catch another fucking Caterpie and have a Butterfree that's not even any different. Like, I mean, even in X and Y, they made their own bug Pokemon and it evolved into a butterfly that had 4 different forms. It was like different depending on where you were. That's cool. Why was that not the case here with Butterfree?
Well, I mean, I feel you on that. That's a fair point. But let me ask you guys something else. Do you feel at all? I feel a bit of this. Like these are kind of a cop-out to avoid having to put in the work to make new Pokemon. This is sort of the easy way.
I think they are kind of an effort-saving measure, but they're one that I'm okay with.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
I mean,
some of the Alolan forms are a bit just like Diglett is basically just the same with hair.
Yeah,
Diglett is lazy as fuck.
Diglett's obviously meant to be.
He doesn't even have a metal nose.
Even when you get into battles with him, have you noticed that when you fight Dugtrio sometimes, then it has like this dramatic camera shot on it, like all these like action lines show up, and it's like when you like fight one and.
Well, I mean, I do see that when you're in battle, like the camera does pan around and do shots like that.
No. I mean, when you first get into the battle and like it reveals Dugtrio, then like sometimes it did like a weird dramatic, like look at this fucking thing. Like,
I don't know, man.
Are you sure that is just a normal battle?
Pokemon.
Well, whatever.
I'm not sure that's unique.
What do you guys think of the Alolan form?
Maybe that could be like maybe that's like an evolved form. Special look at this.
I have no idea.
Maybe. Hey, Mumkey, what were you saying?
Yeah, but what do you guys think of the Alolan form of Ben Saint, where like they have a new militarized skin and he thinks he's like a general and stuff?
Not a fan.
I think it's pretty fucking stupid.
It's really not cool.
It's form change. Before I was a petty terrorist, and now I'm a petty dictator.
Yeah, like Fidel Castro.
So it's like a type change.
The pettiness is a constant.
Oh, rest in peace, Fidel Castro, my comrade.
Did he die?
He died fucking today.
Whoa!
Oh, why aren't we doing a PCP about that?
Holy shit! Wow, I had no fucking idea.
That's what happens when you guys sleep until 3 p.m.
Yeah, well.
I didn't know that Fidel Castro was alive until today when I found out he was no longer alive.
I didn't know who Fidel Castro was.
He let Raul run things for a while, but he was still alive. But
he's like 90 years
anymore.
old.
Yeah, he's an old ass bitch. Well, rest in peace, my friend.
You'll
be partying with Che soon up there.
Up
there? Che Guevara.
Okay. I won't spoil anything, but like what I've heard mostly from you, Digi, about like, how do I say it, like the sort of Alolan analogy, like the Alolan version of the Pokemon League. It's
awesome. The coolest thing ever.
Everything I have heard about that is great.
The Pokemon League is 1,000 times better than ever before.
Whoa.
And
okay,
I
really
cannot wait.
Maybe this isn't the right place to talk about it, but I really want to hear these reasons because I don't know why you think that.
First, well, there's the context of like why it exists.
Right, I got you on that.
Who you fight,
and then there's just how it plays out.
Do you know about what you get to do after you beat the Pokemon League if you fight it again?
Yes. It's amazing.
No. Yeah. Okay. I only beat it once, so I'll go do that.
I don't know if this is considered a spoiler.
It is kind of.
Yeah, it would be a total spoiler.
Do you think so?
I'm gonna go do it immediately. Yes, I do. Don't tell me.
Yeah,
if you say it's cool, I'll go do it.
But guys, Nuzlockes end after you beat the Pokemon League, in my mind, so you can spoil what happens post game. I don't give a fuck.
I don't really think of it as a spoiler. It's just that
I'm telling you, I don't want to know. You say it's cool. Great. I will go do it.
Maybe it won't be as cool as you think it will until I like.
No.
I go through all the trouble to get the Pokemon League. That's all it was. Fuck you, Digi.
No, I already know, and I know that
you
if
get to date Mewtwo, okay?
Be like, yeah, I wish I didn't know.
You gonna date Mewtwo?
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Voiced by Dan Green.
Voiced by
oh my god,
Bill O'Reilly. Well, fuck.
Whatever.
I mean, cool.
It's awesome.
That's exciting, and I'll go do that. And I'm looking forward to whatever it is, without my expectations too high. So cool, awesome. I'll do that.
I guess we need to talk about Ultra Beasts.
We don't have to talk about anything because it's supposed to be a general Pokemon podcast and not a Sun and Moon.
I don't actually have anything to say about Ultra Beasts because I haven't encountered any.
Yeah, what's Ultra Beasts?
It's weird. I have beaten the game now, and Ultra Beasts were only relevant at one time, and like I'm doing a thing now that has something to do with them. I don't know what's going on. I don't know
the
where
post game mission is.
Are they
catching
mostly
Ultra
a post game thing?
Yeah, they're mostly
Yeah.
post. Like I mean, they're
good.
relevant.
I'm glad.
The story is kind of like based around them, but
yeah.
you only really interact with them post game.
Man, that's weird.
Okay, because I don't really want to interact with them very much.
Okay, yeah, let's just talk about them like design wise. I mean, it's kind of important. If they are going to be captured like regular Pokemon and we just have them in balls, that seems very strange to me because they are not like normal Pokemon. But if we
You
just
mean
like
legendaries?
Yeah,
they don't look like look at that muscle dude, you know? He does not
he's-
look like a normal Pokemon.
The Ultra Beasts are pretty fucking different, but they're also like from another dimension, so
Right, it makes sense.
What?
Makes
I don't know
sense.
what this is.
Well,
Well,
okay.
you'll find out when you get later into the game, and we're gonna stop.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Yeah, okay.
I guess I feel okay about them. I don't know, whatever.
You know
They're
who I
fine.
like? I wish I could say more, but I guess I shouldn't for store-wise. But Kukui is cool. I like the professor.
Yes,
I like him a lot.
Yeah.
He is the coolest
Yeah.
professor.
He is
He's
probably the
alright.
coolest professor.
He's the sexiest
I like
professor.
him.
And
Yeah.
you know, I really like. I don't know if you guys have gotten this, but it's implied later that like he trains his body really hard because he's a move guy. He's into moves. That's his thing as a professor. He
Yeah.
wants to know everything about moves. So he has trained himself so that he can endure being hit by moves, so he can learn about them. How
Oh my
badass is
God.
that? That's
That
fucking.
is
That's legit.
I caught my fucking Dragonite, and I told him to outrage on me, and he wouldn't stop. He spent 3 entire turns just tearing me to fucking shred. Luckily, I had my Alomomola nearby to cast Wish on me to repair my shattered body.
Yes.
Wish that you wouldn't be crushed.
Wish that I wasn't dead, and it worked. So
When
here
you
I
said
am.
when you said your Dragonite was using outrage on you, I thought you were gonna say it started a Tumblr account.
Oh,
God.
is that like a fat dragon joke?
Sure.
You know?
No, it's because he was outraged by Trump being elected.
Sure.
Ah.
I mean,
Okay.
Make my joke funnier for me.
I'm envisioning that.
I'm
You know that
glad.
butter dragon thing that was in Undertale? That's
Oh
what-
god.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
yeah.
So
Like, he's got
everybody,
some outrage.
I know half of you haven't gotten very far in this game, but what would you say is your favorite new Pokemon?
I've
Rowlet.
seen all the
Definitely
Pokemon.
Definitely Grubbin.
Grubbin is really
Grubbin is
good.
great.
Grubbin
Why
is
do you
really
guys
good.
like Grubbin so much?
He's
I don't
fucking
know.
adorable.
Yeah, he's kind of cute, but Rowlet's way cuter.
His evolved
Ooh,
form
what?
is really cool.
Little bird, owl bird,
I
starter.
like male Primarina.
I
Yeah,
bet you do.
Primarina is cool.
I bet you do.
Primarina is
Yes, I do.
Primarina is the coolest design of the 3.
I don't know what
No,
that is.
no. The grass
I totally
final is by
disagree.
far the coolest.
Yeah.
Have you guys tried
If
petting?
you actually play with the grass final, like he is, like his moves and everything, he looks. First of all, he looks cooler from behind. So like when you've got him on your team, you're like, yeah, and then you fucking use the arrow move, and you're like,
yeah, it's the
His
best.
wings
fucking
annoy
great.
me.
Guys,
though.
when he pulls the 2 little
His-
dangly
his-
leaves
his
on his
feather-
on that dangle down from his neck, his mask thing closes because it's a fucking hoodie. He's wearing a
Yeah.
grass hoodie. How sick is that?
It's
pretty
pretty.
It's the
pretty
best.
Sick. It's
the
pretty
best.
Sick. I'll give you that much.
Yeah,
All
right.
I also like Mimikyu, but I think like everyone likes Mimikyu.
yeah,
Mimikyu's
Mimikyu's
cool.
great.
I mean,
Yeah.
Mimikyu's the best way to do another fucking Pikachu for sure.
But
Yeah,
they
that's
did
true.
already another Pikachu with.
Yeah, there's
some-
another new one
They
this
do-
game too.
There's wait,
Chuka-
another, like aside from Mimikyu,
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like this little fat mouse thing.
Ugh.
It's like
Oh,
a
is he
hedgehog.
Pikachu
or-
original?
a hedgehog. I don't know.
Yeah, he has a long
Supersonic.
name. It's
I like-
like
Pay
a
attention.
steel electric type.
Wait, Totogamaru?
Yeah.
Wait, is he new
Maybe.
this game?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
I don't
all
know.
right. I mean, I don't understand the point because we already had a steel electric, but I guess he's a fast
The,
steel
the point is
electric?
they need a new Pikachu because it's a new Pokemon game. God, why do they
Yeah.
do that? It's so stupid.
I don't
just
know,
put
they've
Pikachu.
always got a bird.
thing
They've
that
always got a
I'm-
grub.
One thing that I'm
Yeah.
always annoyed about is like the insistence that Pikachu is the best one, and he's got better voice acting in this game, and it's
Yeah.
always about Pikachu. And I don't care.
Pikachu's
He's
voice
old.
actor is in this game as a trainer too.
I actually. Oh,
Wait,
really?
really?
Wait,
Yeah,
as
like, there's
trainer.
a trainer you can fight in the graveyard named Ikue,
Oh.
and she only has a Pikachu, and when you beat her, she's like Pika Pika.
I remember that. Oh,
Ikue
well,
Otani
shit.
is the voice actress of of Pikachu.
That's a cute reference. Way to
Yeah,
go.
and she's standing over a grave of a Pikachu also. Which
Yeah.
I,
Oh my god,
I
what
was
does this
like,
mean?
the symbolism was haunting me.
Dude,
and I
what
really
if she had
wanna know
just
what
been
it's
fired
about.
from the role, standing over the grave of Pikachu? Now that would have been
She's been
apropos.
playing it for
She
20
says like,
fucking
I'm
years.
speaking in the language of this dead Pikachu that I'm here to visit
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
Brutal.
I mean,
channeling it.
she's definitely the most recognized voice actress in the world because it's the same voice for Pikachu in every country. They never change it, you know. So we all know Ikue Otani is the voice of Pikachu.
But
I heard a story from a friend of mine who who knew someone who met her. This was in like 2001, and apparently she like has a tick of just like inserting pikas into her speech.
Oh
my
God,
Like,
she's
she
been
just
broken.
died.
She's
Yeah,
been fully
that was-
broken.
that was
Oh
only
my
four. That was only like 4 or 5 years into Pokemon being out.
Oh my
Imagine what it
God.
must be like now. Her
She's
mind
grown,
must be
she's grown
absolutely
ears.
shattered.
She's yellow. She's even yellower than she was before. Sorry,
my
that's racist.
God.
I want her to get surgical alterations, become that which you love.
Guys, I didn't
Oh,
say what
God.
new Pokemon I like.
Oh, please, Mumkey, please.
The one that gave me the best reaction was Crabrawler.
Yeah,
I
he's
like-
cool.
I love that guy.
what do you mean, buddy?
Yeah, it's fucking great.
I
But
love
can
the
we
fact
also
he's got,
say
like,
what
half
our
a-
least
half
favorite
a
new Pokemon
dumb
is
eye.
too?
Yeah.
I haven't said my favorite yet, but I don't really know.
I'm trying to decide if I should base this on design or on like usage.
You can specify. You know,
There's
it's
some.
okay to have
I mean,
two.
there's a lot of good designs. Like Ribbon Bee is fucking adorable.
Oh,
Ribbon Bee's been a
you know what?
staple of my team, and I love him so much.
I
And the
really
whole
like.
Brubin family is
I
cool.
really like. God, what's he called?
Ben
Meteor.
Saint.
Oh, the Meteor guy. Yeah, he's awesome.
Meteor is
Yeah.
really cool.
That asshole
Never
kept
saw one in the whole
self-destructing.
game.
I was trying to catch that guy. He kept self-destructing. It was a big problem, so I gave up.
Never saw him.
Hated
No
it.
trainers had him. Turtonator's pretty all right.
Oh, I hate that
I
guy.
haven't even seen that
Grandpa's
many new
dumbass
Pokemon.
face.
Oh,
But the one,
I really like Dranpa.
the one that I
Grandpa's cool.
That is in
expected
Moon
to
and
totally,
Sun.
the one I expected to totally hate and then absolutely loved, and I think the second form has the terrible design, but fucking Mudbray and Mudsdale are just so good as like teammates. Like he was the only one
Oh,
who was
the
like an
Eeyore?
absolute mainstay.
I mean,
Yeah,
the donkey.
He's a
Yeah,
the
Clydesdale,
donkey-
Yeah.
the donkey's adorable, and then it evolves into this hideous fucking horse.
Very
It is ugly.
underwhelmed.
It is
Very
ugly.
underwhelmed by their designs.
Yeah,
Not excited about them.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
the first form, but the second form is just hideous. But like, he's so fucking good. Like,
I
he was,
I really came to like him because just
MVP.
because we met like a trainer, you know, that girl, whatever her name was, who Nola
yeah,
or something.
who's
Who was
obsessed
calling,
with him.
I was like, that guy was like her rock, you know. He was
Yeah.
cool. And then you get to
I love
fight
that
those
girl.
guys. I respect for that Pokemon. He's a hardworking dude.
I also have any of you seen Pukumu? Pukumu.
Which one's
Yeah.
that? I have.
Pukumu
is the-
It's the sea.
I don't know
the
names.
Sea cucumber.
Pyukumuku.
It's
Oh my
yeah,
god,
it's-
that thing is disgusting and I love it.
it's this little black ball with like red spikes on it that's got like an anus for a face.
Yeah.
But like it's
It kinda looks
basically
like a
like
bunny.
I think it's meant to be kind of the Wobbuffet of this game, where it does
Yeah,
like weird, fucked up things and has
Maybe.
weird attacks and like
it gets cursed.
Dude, it literally spews out its organs to attack
Yeah.
every turn. It's
Oh, there's
revolting.
an actual animal like that in
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
life. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a little
it's
mini game you can play when you get to this resort hotel where you can like you have to. They basically pay you to chuck Pukumus back into the sea.
Yeah.
So you just
Yeah.
walk around the beach picking up Pukumus and throwing them back into the ocean. Sadly, there's no animation for it.
Excuse
But,
me, trainer. There are Pukumus horrifying our beachgoers. We would appreciate it if you could get them the fuck
he said
out
that-
of here.
It said that people trip
Pukumu.
over them. So
Oh
get
god.
rid of
Just
them.
imagine like tripping and like falling on a sack of organs and it bursting in your face. Oh god. Ah!
Hey, was it Barakamon that has the episode at the beach where they like grab sea cucumbers and they like squirt their gross white innards
Yeah.
all over?
Oh,
yeah.
I believe that's the one
God.
you're thinking of.
What kind of a defense mechanism is that? Who does that? Oh, whatever.
Oh yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
don't ask
Barakamon.
me. Barakamon? Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the only animes I've ever seen.
I don't think I have any particularly Pokemon I disliked. I will
Rexy.
say that I did like that Meteor
Wait, what?
Pokemon a lot. I wish that I had a chance to use him in my team, but I just got so frustrated by his self-destruction. But I like that guy a lot. His design is cool. He's a Meteor boy. awesome.
I just like Bruxish.
Wait, which one's
Which one's that?
Bruxish?
That's
Bruxish is
really
the
ugly
hideous
fish.
fucking fish. That ugly ass
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
tie-dye monstrosity.
It's
fucking-
uglier than Wishy-Washy.
It is uglier than
Oh
Wishy-Washy
my
by far.
god.
Hey, you
Must
know,
have
Yeah.
been
Over my
trying.
Did you
Pokedex,
see
I have
it's like-
absolutely no idea what any of you have been saying about these Pokemon.
Because there's most of them are like
I
most
really
of them you
like-
won't even fucking see. Like
I
so many of the new
really-
Pokemon never even show
Guys, look
up.
at the shiny of Bruxish.
Hey, he
Just-
looks cool.
No, it's
Wait.
fucking ugly.
Another pick for my favorite is
Yeah.
a Cutie Fly and Rybon. Those guys are really
Yeah,
great.
Cutie Fly is
You-
great.
Yeah.
You know what
Yes.
this Bruxish reminds me of the game
Oh.
Amazing Island, where you make your own monsters to like do mini games with.
It looks
and-
like something a child would make.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It looks like something that my brother when he was 8 would have made an Amazing Island.
By the way, guys, here's a substantive point about something that I love about this game, and it is by making the transition of Pokemon to like 3D and adding something like the Pokemon, interaction thing, refresh or whatever, and like the petting stuff. What that's done is it's like forced Game Freak to add more personality to their Pokemon than would have been visible before. Like what I said before about how the grass starter final evolution, how it like pulls its little
Decidueye.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah, Decidueye, that's right. How it pulls the leaves to like shrink its like hoodie self. Like having something like the Pokemon refresh thing that lets you like interact with them personally, and having a 3D model that can do these extra animations way easier than like a sprite would be animated to do. It lets you like learn things about the Pokemon and the way they act and like more details about them. And I think that is great.
Like that. Like in White 2, I really liked when I encountered a Jolteon, and its animation, it has like a really fast animation. Like it's just sitting there, but it's like jittering back and forth really fast.
Yeah, it's personality.
In the old games that they never could have done that, but the fact that like it had better graphics in this one, it gives it this weird movement that like really gives it more. Yeah, I do really like that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I've noticed about the models, in particular, the first Gen 1, is that they're exactly the same as the ones you can see in Pokemon Go, which is pretty cool.
Are
Yeah.
they the exact same models
Yes.
recycled?
Yeah, I've checked a
Yes,
lot
they
of them.
are.
They're all the same.
Oh,
And
that's
it's like,
I have no problem
They
with that.
definitely have a standard
that's-
3D model that they're using henceforth.
Cool.
and it's
Cool.
as part of the reason I really like Pokemon Go is just being able to look at a Pokemon in 3D and tap them and make them do a funny thing. And the fact
Yeah.
you can do that in this game, and it's just good. I
For
like
sure.
that.
I'm good.
Oh.
So, anyone have any other topics regarding the Sun and Moon they want to talk
I
about?
have,
I have
some weeaboo
one.
ranting I could do. Oh, Mumkey, you go ahead.
Okay, listen, boys. I don't want to stay on this too long, boys and girl.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, Mage. I just met you. Nothing against you. But otherwise, the only person here who I like is Hypocrite. I don't give a fuck about the rest of you.
Right.
So,
sure.
Hypocrite, I need to
Naturally.
know. This is your Spider-Man in the Civil War moment. Are you Team Ben Saint or Team Mumkey? I need a definitive answer
Oh, shit.
right
Yeah.
fucking now.
Yeah, me
Well,
too.
you
in
know what?
fact.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I'm rooting for both of you because I haven't seen your first battle. I don't know.
The world hasn't seen it.
Hippo. By trying to please both of us, you've pleased neither of us.
That's true.
I'm just holding out. I'm
Yeah,
holding
Hippo,
out.
you're shunned from being on Team
throwing you.
Mumkey.
I'm throwing you under the
coward.
bus.
let him make an educated decision.
No, I
Yeah,
won't.
yeah.
I won't
Let's
allow
see
that.
let's see who wins the first battle, so we can plan. Oh, okay, this is the stronger party.
You've
I'm
got
gonna
to
go with the stronger
choose.
guy.
You've got to
All right,
choose
I'll
now
fight.
for your decision to mean
All
anything.
right, based
Yeah.
on your videos,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be Mumkey.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
Fuck you,
Oh
Ben.
my god.
Get
I
fucked.
just enjoy the chipper attitude.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can
wow,
be
Ben.
chipper.
Wait,
Yeah.
I feel the opposite. I felt like Ben was like way more chipper, whereas Mumkey at least in the first 3, was like all like, oh, this game is not friendly to nuzlockes. Blah, blah, I can't get enough.
Yeah,
Pokemon.
you know what? I don't know. I actually can't remember anything that I've seen of either of your videos. I guess you have to have a chipper off. That the most chipper will gain my
Yeah,
affection.
we'll put you both into a wood chipper, and whoever crawls out is the winner. A chipper
Yeah.
off. All
Let's go
right.
Fargo up in here.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm on Team Mumkey.
Well, Ben, we know that your goal is to enslave, dominate all the Pokemon. Mumkey, do you have any goal of this nature? Or are you just trying to be the best boy you can be?
Yeah, my goal was to dominate all the Pokemon too.
Okay, so it's a real clash of the superpowers here.
But Mumkey's doing it sexually.
Yeah, baby.
I'm tempted to. I had like a little weeaboo revelation in the course of this conversation, but I don't think nobody will know what I'm talking about. So I will only do it if you guys give approval.
Throw it out there. I want to hear it.
I just want. Okay, yeah, go for it.
All right. Well, there's this. Actually, Ben, you'll know what I'm talking about because you've seen this show. The anime series Katanagatari. Katanagatari is a show about like there's 12 different like guys who all are like they have a special sword and they're all like crazy weird designs, and each one is like there's like some kind of weird way that the main character has to fight them in order to get their sword, and they're all these like really different interesting types of fights. And the guy who did the character designs for Katanagatari I think did like the designs for this game, because I was saying, man, the characters in this really look like Katanagatari. They all have like weird hairstyles and really out there stuff. And then someone told me, that guy, the character designer, his name shows up twice in the credits. And I was like, oh shit, he actually worked on it. Then I thought about it, and the way that the trials are in this game, where each one is like a really unique, different kind of way to get your stone, is kind of like Katanagatari. And then the entire Aether Foundation plot is just literally the story of Kill La Kill, like exactly the same story. So this game is basically Katanagatari and Kill La Kill combined.
Okay, sure. That's reasonable. But you know what?
Katanagatari was very disappointing.
It was.
I disagree, though it was like more talky than I would have liked it to be.
Pretty bad, and I thought the ending was
of course
gay
it's
as
talky.
hell.
It's
the ending was the fucking best thing that ever happened. The last episode was pure orgasm.
That last episode made me want to kill myself. I hated it more than anything
Why?
in the world.
Just tell me why, real quick.
Really
why?
Dude, I have a 4,000 word post on my blog about that if you want to read it.
I mean,
sum it up in 5 words, did you? Just tell me why.
Gay nigger dick.
The final fight up the tower was fine. It was the girl.
No, that was terrible too.
I don't know, whatever.
What?
It was the girl.
Guys, let's keep on topic. Pokemon.
No, I just want to say that it was the girl's
get away from
revelation.
this gay anime.
Shut up! It was the girl being like, "Yes, I tricked myself into loving you as a part of my scheme to use you."
I didn't care about that at all.
So
I didn't care about that. But okay, anyway, I did have something Pokemon related about that.
Wait, I just want to make a note that the Ben Saint army and the Ben Saint fascist regime coming to a store near you takes a hardline stance against human Pokemon sexual relations.
I take the exact opposite stance.
I thought so.
Ben, I was
domination.
I was about to say that I am
I'm very against that, and I won't
was about
allow
to say,
it.
Ben,
I'm going to have my own. I need a Magi-Chan to monitor.
How do you all feel about
to make sure no Pokesex is occurring?
How do you feel about there now being a dominatrix Pokemon?
Which
one's that?
Who's that?
There's a Pokemon called Serena. It's the final of whatever. It literally is just like a dominatrix. Like,
I was hoping you were going to say it was the Alolan form of Mr. Mime.
Ben, I was going to say, Ben, that I'm going to put my flag down and say that I am firmly on Team Ben Stain, but this sexual relations clause has blown up.
The fact that I'm driving away my core constituency.
The fact that Lopunny still exists, Ben, means that I can never adopt this philosophy, so you're done. You're done for all time.
Are you on Team Mumkey then, Nate?
I have no choice. It's the only option. I'm firmly on Team Mumkey now.
You're all sinners.
I got your own fucking brother, dude.
Yeah, sinners! Right. I have to
You
purge
did this to yourself, Ben. You made your bed. Okay, by the way, substantive point, by the way, I was going to say I hated every single trial. I think gyms being sacrificed for trials was a huge mistake.
Why did you hate the trials?
The trials seem let me respond to that. Okay. The trials already, or the gyms before, they were the battles, but they also had like a puzzle, some of which were really dumb. So it seems like the trials are kind of just like the puzzle that used to just be incorporated into the gym.
Yeah. Only with random battles. So
the trials I've seen so far.
Random battles.
The trials I've seen so far I did the thing where you have to find the Zangoose. Or not the Zangoose, the young goose. It was pretty minimal. It didn't bother me that much. It was kind of dumb, but whatever. I know that there's one, or the one in the demo, and I feel like there's probably one coming up that involves the Poke Finder, and I hate the Poke Finder.
Nope, never have to use it.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
The young goose one is like
in the demo
most,
you had to use
like. I think the young goose one took the longest out of like any of the trials. Like they're all that or like the grass one. They're all pretty fucking.
You can think that the trials.
It's
you just have to chase it down.
Go to the holes
one.
and like find them in their holes, and then
me,
you gotta get those.
For me, that's a Redditor one.
Oh right.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's different between Sun and Moon.
Yes, Moon. Yeah.
Huh.
Interesting. Well, okay, you can find them inoffensive. I didn't really hate them. Yeah, like I agree with Ben. They kind of felt like the puzzles from gyms that I also didn't give a shit about and could do without, frankly. But that still leaves you with what I consider a big loss, and that is the lead up of fighting all the elementally or the type themed trainers in one condensed space, and then lead up to a big gym fight. Because one of the most valuable things about that, in my opinion, is that it does what Digi said, or what Digi was talking about before, and it encourages you to switch up your the Pokemon that you're using, because you know that you'll want a certain Pokemon with a certain type to be used for that gym. Currently, with the way it works with trials, I didn't feel that pressure at all.
The different trials have different types of Pokemon anyway, so you
dude,
change
just
anyway.
tell me, did you really feel a sense of satisfaction clearing a trial versus beating a gym? Because I felt it was way less.
I felt it was exactly the same. I don't care about gyms.
I had more fun, honestly.
This isn't about fun, Mage. It's about extracting as much percentage of gratification as you physically can.
It's satisfying to beat a
It's fun.
Yeah, I thought the trials were. I thought all of them were cool. I like how they were so unique from one another. And the trial Pokemon are harder than gym leaders, because with gym leaders you only have to fight one Pokemon at a time, and in this you have to fight two.
Well, like I said, I don't dislike the totem battles. I think the totem battles are fine, but there you have to admit there is something lost here. Like the way that gyms work.
I think
the only thing I thought was, sorry, Hippo.
Well, for me, the thing that is lost is the trainers, but I don't care really about the trainers.
Well, I guess I missed that a little bit, but it's not.
I think there was a simultaneous gain and loss in the trial areas versus the gyms, because on the one hand, I thought the gyms, there's a lot more memorable ones. Like in X and Y, there's like one where you fucking like swing across these vines and you're climbing this tower to go fight a grass guy. There's one where you're like navigating a spider's web to go fight the bug guy. There's nothing in this game that's like that. There's nothing that's like so different and out there that it really sticks out. But
going to fight the first Kahuna is just like I just like went into his hut and fought him.
Yeah. But on the other hand, with the trial areas, they are places you can go back to, and they're like actually integrated into the world, and like they feel more like a part of the world, whereas the gyms are just like these totally isolated things that have nothing to do with the rest of the game.
Well, yeah,
and
but they're set up that way. It's not like that's out of place.
But,
they're done.
But both the gyms and the Elite Four are kind of like that in the other games, where it's just like you just kind of show up at a place where it's like, okay, now it's time to just have this radically different experience. Whereas in this game, all of the captains are like introduced way beforehand. You already know who they are.
Well, I'll just say that experience was, in my opinion, the best part of Pokemon games. So obviously for me, I'm not going to like that.
In Gen 5, at least, like I know in White 2, like the champion and like previous champions and the Elite Four and the gym leaders, they will. I think it's mostly in the post game, but like they show up and like you encounter them like if you go to fight in the Pokemon World Tournament, the gym leaders and the Elite Four will be your opponent sometime. Yeah. And there's like a play. I think some of them like rent
that with the Battle Chateau.
Like they rent summer homes in Undella Town, I think, or at least one of them like has a summer home in Undella Town, and like they kind of do things around the world. So I like. This isn't the first game to have the gym leaders sort of be more integrated into like the workings of the world, but it is definitely I feel like they pushed it a lot more, kind of like I feel the way that they pushed like Pokemon as a part of daily life through the ride Pokemon.
I really like it. Like, I mean, when you first meet Ilima, I wouldn't have even known he was a gym leader. It was just like a guy you kind of.
I wouldn't have even known it was a he.
Yeah.
I could tell instantly.
I could, same.
I was
lying.
Unsure.
Well, I mean, I was just going to say, my favorite part of any Pokemon game ever is in Heart Gold and Soul Silver at the end of the game in the post game, where you can track down each each gym leader that you fought, of which there are
break
16.
into their house and kill them.
That's right. You can follow. It's incredibly complex to get them all, but there is one house where you can gather every single Pokemon trainer, every single gym leader, and then you can fight them not as they were before. Because like if the first gym leader you fight is like the flying guy who has like 2 piece of shit flying types, they do nothing. They're level 5 or whatever. But here he's got a team of 6 guys. They're all like maxed out, like the best team you could possibly have for a flying type gym leader. Fighting each of those guys and beating them is the best experience of any Pokemon ever, because you have to, it's fun. Nothing is cooler than theming a Pokemon team around one element and then like strategizing how to fight it. And like, oh, what am I going to do? He's going to counter me with this. It's the best. It's the best. And I definitely feel like with the de-emphasis of gyms in general and the fact that you don't even fight some gym leaders, that's de-emphasized. So my only point is that like, yeah, this thing, I really like it. And it wasn't as big a part of this game. So, all right, we can move on from that anyway.
Hey guys, I think like I have a question we should have probably asked at the very beginning. Which version of the game you had and which starter did you start with? Just curious.
Oh, well, Ben Saint, got Sun, and I got Goose the Rowlet.
So, real quick, before we move on from that topic, though, I'm looking into it, and you can indeed fight most of the trial captains again. Like if you go back to where they were, you can fight them for real.
Well, so that's great. That's exactly what I was hoping would happen. So that's good on it. Good on it, Sun and Moon. Though I would really wonder why it isn't all.
I know in White 2 there was like secondary fights for all the gym leaders and stuff after you became champion.
Fantastic. Couldn't be happier. That's exactly the sort of thing I want Pokemon to do every single time and never deviate from that. Because the thing Pokemon rewards you, the thing that feels the best about playing Pokemon, at least to me, is big climactic battles where you're pushed, to stress and strategize, and it's even more fun when they're themed around a certain type. And then winning, you feel great. You get like a badge that's designated for that thing. It's the best. It's the best thing Pokemon has to offer.
Let's go back to the mage question.
Yeah, please.
Well, I got Pokemon Moon, and I got the Snoopy clown boy.
Snoopy clown.
Are you talking about
Polio?
Oh, right. He's
the
not
seal dog.
He's a seal. Okay.
Leo. Hey.
I'm same as Gibbon. I also got Moon and I got Poplio.
I'm exactly the same as you guys.
Oh, that's crazy. I got Sun, and I picked Rowlet because he's objectively the best.
Yeah, we're Sun Rowlet boys.
Yeah, we are. All right.
And we're Moon.
All 3 of us.
So nobody.
No
likes
one
cats.
picked Litten. Yeah.
Yeah. Litten's first form is indeed dope. I like Litten.
I was on
like his
Team Litten. I was
form
on Team Litten
as
until
well.
I saw his 3rd evolution, and then I just abandoned him immediately.
Some people like it.
I have a cat
They like it
allergy.
because he's a wrestler, but he doesn't. It's a stupid.
He's still ugly.
Tony the Tiger sort of
he's
bullshit.
Like I like I've said this so many times to so many people. I like the theme. I think it's cool that he's a wrestler, but I just hate how he looks.
Yeah. I gotta say I kind of regretted getting Sun. Not that I would have got it anyways because I always picked like the red one. It's like a nostalgia thing. But I found out only after having played through the whole game that they're on different clocks. That in Moon, it's like everything's time adjusted 12 hours from where you currently are. So like it's always night at day and day at night. And I was like, this would have been a huge help for me because I only played in the fucking, in the AMs, like just staying up all night. And so I actually had to change my in-game clock in Sun so that I could catch daytime Pokemon.
Well, wouldn't you have had to do it the opposite way to catch nighttime Pokemon?
I don't know that there are a lot of nighttime Pokemon, but maybe.
Yeah. Whatever.
Rattata.
Maybe there would have been more nighttime Pokemon in Pokemon Moon.
The most important Pokemon,
maybe.
Alola Rattata. Alola Rattata, what a wonderful mon. Alola Rattata. Someone fill in for me.
No.
My android dog.
Yeah. Means no worries for the rest of your days.
Kahuna Matata.
All right.
Kakuna Matata.
So are we going to go ahead and say that this is just a Pokemon Sun and Moon podcast?
Yeah, I
or
think
are we
we've
going to actually
abandoned.
attempt?
Well, I mean,
if we do a general Pokemon podcast, it would be also
That would take
hours
50
long.
hours.
So we can do that either as a separate thing. Or
It was
maybe
funny
during
because
the
I
broadcast.
I thought we wouldn't end up talking about Sun and Moon that much because
there's a lot to talk
almost no
about.
one's played much of it except me and Nate.
Yeah, we beat it, but
I mean,
all right, well,
what is there to talk about? Sun and Moon has rendered all the other Pokemon games obsolete. They don't matter anymore.
No,
it's as though they never were.
We have to go back. We have to remember.
We gotta make Pokemon great again.
Yeah, we just have to keep the good, improve the bad.
Who said that Kukui was the sexiest professor? The sexiest professor is Professor Willow from Pokemon Go.
Hey,
Pokemon Go, that doesn't fucking count.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
No,
can we talk about how much I hate Pokemon Go before we end this
please.
thing?
Yeah, tell me about how much you hate
Pokemon Go's the greatest.
I
Pokemon Go fucking
Go.
sucks because I live in Iowa.
Oh
man.
yeah.
It's fucking
Pokemon
farmhouse
Go,
doesn't count as a stop.
I have tried so hard to enjoy Pokemon Go, and at many times I have succeeded, but they just keep making it worse with every update. They keep making their own game worse on purpose over and over again.
Ben was having such a great time. He was telling us all these stories, and it's only
for like the first week. Well, I mean, when I play it, how I play it is when I go somewhere, I get in the car, I boot it up, and then when I get out of the car, I look around and see if there's anything to catch. If there is, I catch it, and that's how I play Pokemon Go. In the first week that it was out, there was the beautiful thing. There was a tracking system that would let you actually track down a Pokemon. Like, you could see where it was, and it would give you a good idea of like where to go to find it. And I was like walking around neighborhoods. I was walking into like parking lots and stuff. I was going like
children's playgrounds.
I was going like into
peering in their windows at night.
I was sneaking onto private property and trying to fucking find these Pokemon. It was the most fun I ever had. It was fucking amazing. Me and my friends went to Tufts University, and we would spread out. We'd be like, oh shit, a Hitmonlee. And we would spread out, and when someone saw the radar like go down from 3 step to 2, they'd be like, "It's this way," and we'd all run that direction. Like we would all go converge on them. It was like the greatest thing. And then a week after it came out, they took that feature out, and they never put it back because
they took the feature out.
because they just don't want it, because they were like, oh no, that's not how you're supposed to play our game. You're not supposed to be able to find the Pokemon. You're only supposed to catch the ones that you randomly happen to stumble across.
Well, wasn't the excuse that it was too much of like a maintenance server issue thing?
They never said that. That is what fucking assholes on the Reddit said. They were trying to think of excuses for the company. No,
I think maybe it's because they didn't want people sneaking onto private property all the time.
Yeah, well, fuck them.
Or flooding the streets.
That's not the game I want. The game I want is not one that discourages me from doing such things.
The only good thing to come from Pokemon Go was the Great Hypocrite video you can find in the description. Go click on the link right now, give it a big old like, subscribe.
Implying that I'm going to remember to put that in the description.
Maybe someone will say in the comments.
I'll put it in the comments. Hippo, that was a really good video. And I didn't even know the reference, and I still liked it.
Now, I'm curious, Gib, how have you managed to enjoy Pokemon Go despite all these deficits?
Well, the first thing was I wasn't around at the very beginning when everyone was
when it was good.
Nuts.
So you don't know what you've lost. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was the tracker, but I didn't have a group of friends to play it with, and I never felt like going to track Pokemon. I was just sort of like, well, there's a Pidgey. I haven't got a Pidgey yet. I'll go get that. Tracking things, I didn't really. I mean, I live in a suburban area, and there weren't a lot of spawns around. Recently, they've upped spawns in general in lower spawn areas, so it's more tolerable now. But I didn't use the tracker to its fullest extent, so I don't know. I don't really know what I've lost.
Met up, and we had a good time playing Pokemon Go all day.
Oh yeah, we went to London. We got a bunch of Gengar. It was great.
Where was my invite?
We also got the Charmander nest. Remember?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I went there later with my brother. Right next to Buckingham Palace is a fucking Charmander. It's probably changed now, but there's fucking Charmander everywhere. But the reason I'm still having fun with it is because I don't have that too many things to catch, but I do have a lot of walking to do. I have a lot of eggs to hatch, and I have a lot of candy to get from the buddy
Hippo,
system.
part of your involvement with that game, wasn't it because you don't generally like the Pokemon games, and this was like one that's not a Pokemon game?
I liked it because I'd been playing the Nuzlocke because Ben played the Nuzlocke because Mumkey played the Nuzlocke. I wanted to give it a go, and I realized I don't actually like the battling in Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
I forgot your deep hatred of
why
all things Pokemon.
Why haven't we touched on that? Let's get that debate going.
The battling in this Pokemon Moon's been great. So
talk about a hypocrite.
But,
weren't you just complaining about Moon and how it was the worst game ever like an hour ago?
No, that was because I was trying to catch a Feebas, but I caught it.
Hey, I just remembered about how in battles they show you what your moves are gonna do, and that's bullshit. That's casualization.
No, it's
like
awesome.
No,
it's the best thing that's ever happened.
It's great.
The fact that you like it is what makes it casualization.
Yeah, that's right.
Digi doesn't feel like attaching items to his Pokemon.
It's definitely casualization, but I don't think that's a bad thing.
Okay, but think about it like
straight upgrade.
I don't like it, but I can live with it.
Dude, just think about like so many times this has happened to me. I've been playing through this game and like, okay, all these Pokemon, like I don't even think about what they are. Just look at my moves. It's going to be strong. I use this one. What that's done is that when I then find a Pokemon that I haven't seen before, even if I know what type it is in my head, I have not trained myself to remember what is good against it. And then I just suffer because I'm not ready, prepared with the info. It's not, but it's the game not leading me to learn.
I can remember that perfectly fine.
You can't remember shit. What's strong against dark? Tell me what's good against dark.
It was a bug.
Fighting.
Because it was like that classic Game Grumps moment. The goth kids don't like having bugs on them. That's why.
Okay, that's one. But there's not something else that's good against dark.
I learned typing finally because of this mechanic. But there were so many fights I got into where like an enemy would show up and I'd be like, "What the fuck is that?" Because if you fight it for the first time, it doesn't give you the information, and usually that was the cause of why I would have a team wipe.
Wait, when you fight him the first time, it doesn't tell you what's super effective.
Yeah, it only tells you that of Pokemon that are already in your Pokédex.
Well, I like that.
Then you have seen.
Yeah,
you don't have to catch.
So if you're in a Nuzlocke, then that means you can get totally fucked if there's some Pokemon you don't know what it is.
It's called just knowing what they are, dude. You just got to know these things.
But some Pokemon designs just don't make sense. Like you look at the Crab Brawler. Yeah, I would expect it to be at least a little bit of water, but no, it's just pure fighting.
Yeah, it's just that fucked me up.
That's fine.
I totally thought it would be water.
Totally meant to mess with you.
And it knows water attacks too, so it totally.
Like Lurantis, it's pink, and it's based on a bug that pretends to be a flower, but it's pure grass type. It's not even bug grass. It's not bug fairy. It's just pure grass. It makes no sense.
These are problems to me.
There's
these
lots
are just
of Pokemon that are weird like that.
Weren't we talking about Pokemon Go? I was trying to say something about. All right, I don't like battling. Pokemon Go was fun because I could just catch the Pokemon and not have to battle. That was that point.
Let me try and defend.
The main point I was getting to that whole time ago was I like Pokemon Go because it gets me out of the house and I like walking around the park every day. That's it.
I think that's the main draw of Pokemon Go.
See, the irony of how Ben plays Pokemon Go is that Ben never leaves the house. He only opens up Pokemon Go when we're already going somewhere and then becomes entirely consumed by Pokemon Go as though it was a game that he's been playing obsessively for for the whole time, but then actually he doesn't even think about it until you leave the house and then suddenly it's like the only thing that matters in the world.
It's not what Game Freak had
every
in mind.
single day.
Ben got out of it. We were stopped at a stoplight and the light had just turned green and Ben was like, "Wait, I see a Gengar." He got out of the car.
Dude, that's a Gengar. You gotta get out of the car.
Yeah, man. You fucking jump out into traffic for a Gengar.
That's why Gengar he lures people to their death. That's canon.
Speaking of Gengar, I was reading the Sun and Moon Pokedex descriptions of him, and they're fucking horrible. Like the Sun Pokedex says like, if you feel a sudden chill, it means a Gengar is coming for you. Don't give up. You can't run.
You know what?
Sudden chill. What if it's just a light breeze?
It says like if you feel a sudden chill, it means a Gengar is coming for you. You can't
no
escape.
Such thing as a light breeze.
So is this true, guys? That what the Pokedex entries are kind of just the opinions of Rotom. He's just like telling you what he thinks is going on about these Pokemon. He's like making shit up.
The Pokedex has always been ridiculous.
Yeah, this game's gone they've always had lots of dark, weird shit, but this this game's like kind of ramped it up even more. When it is in canon described to you at the Aether Foundation that there are these Pokemon that just destroy Corsolas, and therefore the sea is lined with bits of Corsola. They tell you that. And if you get into, I found out that if you have that Pokemon, I don't remember which one it is. I think it's that new poison thing, but I'm not sure. But apparently, if you get into a doubles battle where like where Corsola is at low health, and then it calls for help, that Pokemon will come down and it will kill Corsola.
Oh my god!
I read something similar like with Carbink and Sableye, because now Sableye apparently preys on Carbinks. So
that's why I
Carbink
killed him.
Yeah,
that's why I couldn't catch that fucking asshole.
Wait. I mean, I read that Carbink will summon Sableye, but wait, Sableye kills Carbink?
Apparently. Because he eats
Holy
rocks.
shit!
They
show up because it's low on health, and then just eat.
Oh my fucking god!
That's insane.
That's the coolest thing.
I thought it was just like a weird recoil thing that I didn't pay attention to, but now that I know, Sableye ate him. And then
it's completely redeemed. It's completely redeemed. The summoning help.
It's still annoying. It's still annoying.
I like the fact that sometimes.
Cool.
I already liked the fact that sometimes they call for help and nothing comes. It's sort of like, oh god, they're crying like, please don't kill me. Yeah. And it's like, no help came.
All right, that's cool. But like, I beat this whole fucking game and nothing like this happened. They only summoned more of exactly what was already there, and they never fucking killed each other. So fuck you, game.
You have to other stuff only starts showing up usually if you fought multiple. Like the more you kill times, the more weird shit will come up.
It just sounds like you kind of need to be deliberate. You kind of need to seek the stuff out.
The first time Carbink called for help, a Sableye showed up, but I managed to catch the Sableye.
Mage, didn't you say that a Gyarados showed up when you were fighting a Magikarp?
Yeah, I got my first Magikarp. It's called for help.
Magikarp.
Yeah, the very first the very first time I cast the whole
old rod,
the rod or whatever.
Yeah, the rod, whatever. So and I got a Magikarp. I was, oh hey, a Magikarp, I'm gonna catch it, but then it called for help, and then the Gyarados came to help it.
That's badass.
Let me try and defend. Let me try and defend the fact that it shows you the moveset. Because if it didn't show you the moveset, I mean, you would just look it up, right? So isn't it just like
exactly?
You should learn.
Just cutting out the fucking middleman.
Because it's already in your Pokedex. Like your character has that information, right? Your character has registered this Pokemon in their Pokedex and knows what type it is. So logically, you should be able to just pop open your Pokedex and quickly reference oh, this will be super effective against it.
Well,
so
okay, you know what?
Sense in character.
It's just cutting out the incredible middleman of having to fucking constantly look up every single thing if you're not.
Okay, well, here's the thing though. That's a pretty reasonable point and makes sense to me. But the fact remains, it is definitely simplifies in the game for you, and that's okay. I guess that's not a big problem. It does make logical sense. But then there's lots of other things like that too. And this has been in I think the last game or two, like X and Y, and before that I think, where now when you catch a Pokemon, your Pokemon still gain experience from that battle. And
what's wrong with that?
Well, that's the thing. It makes sense. But the trend here overall does feel like they're just trying to make it as easy as possible.
Nate, shut up.
I worry about
that's stupid.
Well, it's already a problem.
Nate, what you just said was, I was like, here's the thing, here's why it's not bad. And you were like, I agree. That's not that bad. But let me demonstrate how the overall trend is bad by giving you another example of something that isn't bad.
But that's true.
Guys,
let Mage go. Let Mage go.
Listen, there's over 700 Pokemon. And you're probably going to want to switch out between them every now and then. So alternate ways of getting more experience or knowing which type, because there's so many crazy typings as well. The game kind of helping you because there's so many Pokemon and so many weird ones.
There's no daycare, so you can't leave Pokemon in it.
Actually, there is a sort of daycare, and that's actually I almost forgot about this. This is a great feature in the game.
From it, though.
Well, that's right. There is one, and you get it way later. It's called the Pokey Island or the Poke whatever. It's the
Pokepelago.
The Pokepelago is the coolest fucking thing in this whole game.
When do you get it?
Once you get the fly thing, I think on the second island sometime.
Oh, okay.
I need to tell you guys what this is because it's just the best thing ever. And Digi was absolutely right. I wasn't sold on it before, but now I am convinced that it's one of the greatest things that's been introduced in the game. So what it is it's just an archipelago out at sea where there are these islands that you kind of construct. And what happens is all the Pokemon that you have in your box, they go and they populate those islands and they do things there. So like, for example, they help you, they kind of just hang out on this one island, and then it just attracts new Pokemon that just instantly like join your party. If they, it doesn't happen too often, but they'll just be attracted. They'll do it, and they'll come get them.
That's so cool. That kind of reminds me of the Digimon games a little bit.
Yeah, it's very similar to that, and it's just the fact
I'm
that
not sure. I'm not sure how to handle that for Nuzlocke rules.
Yeah, I'd probably.
Can
yeah,
you
I have no
force
idea,
them
dude.
to not get
You'll
experience?
have to think about it. You could just throw them away, ignore them, or something. Actually, you know what? You only get them to join your team if you like tap on them twice, I think. So if you just ignore them, then they'll never join your team. So that's that's something. But there's a bunch of islands that each do different things, and the fact that your Pokemon in your box are actually given like a life, like they don't just sit motionless in stasis in a Pokeball somewhere. They're just out living life on these archipelagos.
I
have not actually experienced it, but yeah, it sounds amazing and wonderful.
It is wonderful.
I don't know what you guys all talked about.
I was just telling them how great the Pokepelago was.
Going on.
It's
and
awesome.
Yeah, it seems really awesome.
I wanted to say about the gaining experience from catching Pokemon thing, that I mean, if you're playing this game in such a way that you're mainly keeping a main team and like you're not catching a whole lot of Pokemon, then that will not help you at all. I mean, you're not catching enough Pokemon for it to be a big deal.
Well, I catch all the Pokemon I find all the time.
Well, if you're playing such a style that you're trying to catch all the Pokemon, then more often than not, you're catching them, not fleeing from them, which is a much harder thing to do than actually killing Pokemon, because you have to strategically not kill them. And so I think gaining experience from that is like just, it feels way better. Like I'd rather that it feels like I put more effort into doing that than I did into just winning a battle, and I'm glad I gained experience.
Could you imagine how annoying it would be if you had to kill like 17 Pokemon in a row that a Pokemon had called for help, and then not getting experience for that after you catch it?
Well, I mean, if a Pokemon faints, obviously you should get experience.
You actually, you gain the experience immediately after killing the fainted ones. So it's not like you have to wait for the end of the battle to gain more experience.
Oh wait, so you can level up during one of those things?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just like any other battle. You gain experience every time you knock something out.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually arguing with my friend John that was actually a good thing to have in the game. So I'm kind of playing devil's advocate here, because I do like the inclusion of getting experience when you level up. It's just in the context of me worrying about the games being too easy. Like, they didn't have to do it, and so I'm kind of defending a point I don't totally agree with here, just because of the larger context of the points already made.
That's why we need to make What's Your Tism?
Even
that's true.
Share Pokemon don't level up as quick as a bullet from a gun.
Man, that experience share
did they
made
put in a
leveling
learning curve in this
easy.
game, right? Am I the only one who thinks this, that there was like a learning curve so that you can't over level? Because I found that trying to grind so I could beat Ben, it took way longer than in other games.
I didn't grind, so I'm not sure.
I have heard from a guy
it took plenty
the higher level you are compared to the Pokemon you're fighting, the lower amount of experience you get, which
that must be
think was the same.
Yeah, there is EXP scaling, and I don't think that was always the case.
Well, maybe
that's got to be a new
but
thing, because I've never seen that before.
It was definitely like that in Gen 5.
I do remember that vaguely, I think, as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I was sort of like a little upset, I think, when I found out about it. That was years ago, though. So yeah, I think it was since Gen 5 at least.
Well,
I have never once leveled up a Pokemon to level 100, and I always wondered where people get the fucking endurance to do it.
I've done 2, but they were in Gen 3.
It's not hard, actually.
In Original Blue, I did.
How the fuck do you do it?
You just
fight the Elite
blast
Four.
through the
Fight
Elite Four.
You have to do it so many times, though.
I've beat the Elite Four over 150 times on Gen 3
Hell yeah.
to get
that's too many. That's too many
I know
times.
it is too many. It is
once
kind of
you
fun
get
to-
your Pokemon like 10 or so levels above the Elite Four, then I mean you can sweep it with one Pokemon, so it's just gaining all the experience. I did it in X and Y with Garchomp just because I was just EXP sharing for everything else in my party, because I was trying to catch every Pokemon. So I just go in there with 5 low level guys, sweep the entire thing with Garchomp. He gains a little bit more than everybody else, and they all level up fucking all the way into the stratosphere. And I just in just the course of trying to get all the Pokemon evolved, I ended up at the level 100 Garchomp.
And Nate, if you're concerned about the time, you can just play it on an emulator and fucking throttle through that shit in 3 hours.
Mumkey.
Yeah.
I played White 2 on an emulator, which had a speed up function, but I didn't realize it until I was 7 gyms in.
Oh my god!
No.
So I played normally up until like the 8th gym, and then I finally realized.
How did you grind?
Realized I could hold out. I just did the normal way.
Oh my god! I'm so sorry.
Like a fucking sucker.
Was this in White 2?
Every recording for an episode of Ben's Nuzlocke is like, you know, like 6 to 12 hours long.
Yeah.
It's no wonder why his series went on for half a year.
It was like 3.
That's just because of Ben's release schedule.
One of my favorite things to do is to get like a level, like if there's an old Pokemon in an earlier area that I hadn't caught yet, and I need to evolve it, and it's like level 2, and I bring it to the Elite Four and I give it the XP share, and I just see it level up like 50 in a row.
Yeah, that's great to see.
The XP share made it so that I didn't even think about playing this game. I just used whatever Pokemon I always used and just fucking didn't worry about switching. Just killed everything in one hit, leveled up.
I do like the XP
easy.
share that keeps your party the same sort of level because, I mean, it's like you have your Pokemon that have the good moves for fighting specific other types, but sometimes you're in a place where, you know, your flying Pokemon is useless against everything there, but you need it for the next area, and you don't want to have to grind just with the flying Pokemon in another area because it's useless here. You can use your useful Pokemon in the right place and then switch out when you need a different type, and they're all generally the same level if you use the XP share, and I like that. It's good. My team is all the same cool level guy.
I guess I don't really like the idea of my Pokemon being strong despite never actually seeing a real battle. Something about that rubs me the wrong way.
Well, Ben, I've got a question for you, Ben.
You do love the grind, though, and I don't like it quite as much.
Ben, have you been getting a shit ton of comments on the Nuzlocke of people calling you a pussy for using the XP share? Because I certainly have. These fucking babies.
I got one guy, he was like, it's customary to not use XP share or a me. I think he was referring to Pokemon Refresh. I was like, first of all, customary according to who? Second of all, shut up.
These fucking entitled babies in the comments think they can run my game.
The idea that there are Pokemon customs.
Mumkey, you said it in your fucking video. It's like, that doesn't make the game more challenging. It just makes it grindier.
It makes it tedious. That's not fun to watch.
It doesn't make it any, like...
It's just more shit on the cutting room floor for me.
And speaking of you know, having authority over your channels, Ben, you release your Nuzlocke far too irregularly. Once a week is not good enough.
Yeah,
but they're
to step it
hour
up.
Long.
Then make them half an hour long.
You need to release twice a week at least. You need
Why?
Because I said so. Because I demanded.
Ben, here's why. Because you and me are trying to upload our battles on the same day, and it makes it very weird to schedule when you only do it once a fucking week.
Well, there you go.
No, what? It's fine.
Hurry up.
Yeah.
It worked out this first time, but we got like 18 more of these battles to go.
I mean, you could easily break those episodes in half. They are long as shit.
How would that make it any better?
Yeah,
because I don't want to watch a movie every time you have a new episode. I want to, watch it day by day.
Well,
I mean,
I'm looking for more content per week.
There's
That's
pros and cons to the different lengths.
You get more views, which is more money.
When it comes to
I don't monetize any of my videos.
Oh,
when it comes to
why?
Because I would get like $1 for each one.
That's a fucking whole
That's
dollar.
not a reason to throw away.
I don't want $1.
Talking about fucking money. It's when you've got two people doing like a Nuzlocke side by side. It's kind of weird to have like Ben's come out a week, and then for Mumkey to have a regular intervals. So you're more Mumkey's playthrough is more in your mind, and then suddenly there's another Ben one.
Yeah.
And you sort of forget what happened in the Ben one while you're watching the Mumkey ones. And
yeah,
Mumkey's
in your mind.
It's gonna be weird. That's all I'm.
Well, you got to win the battle of hearts and minds here, Ben. That's
I will say.
No, guys, I like Ben's video length because personally, like when I watch videos, I usually do other stuff like, let's say, draw. So I like lengthy videos because that means more time for me to draw rather than click on the next video. That's
there are
really
definitely
annoying.
I agree with you, Mage.
To long and short videos. I'm just saying with the two different playthroughs, they should be the same length.
Hey, it's not about the size of the video; it's how you use it.
Well, to say that, I think what Mage is saying is how I feel as well, but I also think that that's kind of a bad thing for Ben, because you're saying that you like his videos being longer because it means you don't have to watch the video. You
No,
prefer to
I'm
put
watching
it on.
It's like it's on the side, and my drawing is on the other side, so I'm
'Cause
watching it while drawing.
I've mentioned this to Ben before that, like, you know, with Mumkeys, I actually like just watch each episode, and it's because typically what I do is I'll come home with a sandwich and then I will sit and eat the sandwich and watch Mumkey's video.
Oh,
and it's
hell
like
yeah.
just the right length for me to finish my sandwich before the video's over.
No, I want a
Whereas with
sandwich.
Ben's videos, I almost always just listen to them, and like, I mean, I'll glance up. Like with the latest one, it was helpful because I was actually playing Pokemon, so it was a good way to have an hour and a half long thing, you know, to have in the background while I was playing. But I probably would never like just sit and watch an hour and a half long Let's Play video the way I would with Mumkey's like 20-minute ones, and I'm just like, yeah, all right, it's like exactly long enough to finish a sandwich.
You know,
for me.
Digi, it's funny that you say that, Digi, because every time you upload a new decompression chamber, I always jerk off to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a whole
So, like,
2 hours.
Yeah, that's a fucking long goddamn jack off.
It's the long, slow pumps, dude. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. That's cool that we
I-
do like our everyday tasks while watching each other's shitty videos.
I'll be honest. I don't.
Mumkey's sitting there like to take so long. I feel like you're here's how fast I can jack my whole.
Gib, you wanted to say something?
Something about lengths of videos.
I mean,
I actually
Mage,
didn't mean to
agree.
bring up any of that. I just
I
meant
like-
get more content out. That's all.
I like long videos, which is why I made mine the way they are, because that's the kind of video that I prefer.
This is what I was gonna say.
Um,
I'll be honest. I don't watch either of them. I listen to both of them, regardless of the length. I glance at them every so often if there's something interesting
I mostly just keep Mumkeys tabbed unless I hear something of particular interest happening, and then I tab over.
If you
Open
don't
in the
see every single
happen to have-
Growlithe scene, you're missing
I have
something.
I mean, I always tab. I always flip over for those.
Yeah, you have to watch the
Yeah.
Growlithe scene every time to get the full Mumkey experience.
By the way,
That will absolutely
but-
have been the
but-
intro for this video, by the way.
Yeah!
yeah.
I finally won something.
The thing is, I mean, I like my upload schedule. It's easier for me because
You
I
only have to edit once a week. Yeah, that makes sense. Actually.
Yeah,
All you got to do is edit once a week and then split it into 2 files. And
But then you have
release
to process it and upload it, and Digi's internet fucking sucks. It's a hassle.
Well, first of all, my internet's great. And second of all, I render all his fucking videos. So
oh,
My concern,
I
by the
don't
way,
know.
was
I
only
don't
about
know.
you two like getting it out at the same time. But it sounds like you've already got that figured out. So never mind what I was saying.
I don't think
doing what
there's a
you're doing.
problem with getting it out at the same time, because we are like the plan was that like 3 of his episodes would be 1 of mine.
that's true.
Like we planned it out ahead of time. I was like, yeah, we
Well, all right.
decided that like it would be 2 episodes for me and 6 for him. So
I like that. I like
Fair
that
enough.
Ben's are long though, because I don't have to make a decision about which one I'm gonna eat my sandwich through. Like,
yeah.
like Ben's can come out once a week, and I can just focus on that. Whereas on the day-to-day grind of me eating sandwiches, which is pretty common, you know,
the-
like, because I
the
wouldn't be able
reason-
to eat the sandwich through both of your episodes. You know,
The reason I would like your videos to be the same length is so that I can watch both of them exactly the same time.
Yeah,
that's
on like
Yeah.
like double screen.
Yeah, double screen, and
Yeah.
then not know what I'm looking at.
have
See,
have
like,
one
in real
person's
time,
audio
how
come
fast
through
you
one
are.
headphone and the other guy through the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then eat 2 sandwiches.
Yes, double fisting, one meatball and one turkey. The double meat on a 9-grain wheat, double meat turkey,
Please don't talk about
lettuce,
food.
tomato.
You're
What was the
fat,
rest of it,
Digi.
Mumkey? I don't remember.
It was never revealed, and then Manimal quit the channel. But I think, I mean, if you guys want me to spoil what was on his Subway sandwich, I'll do it here live.
Oh,
By all
do it,
means.
dude.
Oh
a
my
PCP
god.
exclusive.
This will be
Holy
a great way to
shit,
draw.
yes.
If you want all your viewers to watch this episode, if you're like
We've-
trying to convince
we've-
them, just tell them you
We've got
finally revealed it.
we've got to paywall this one.
Paywall this one section.
All
yeah,
right, dude.
yeah. If
Slap
you
that on the
want to
table.
hear
Whip it out.
the next crucial minute of this PCP,
You have to go to patreon.com/mumkey, donate $20 per month,
no,
and you'll get the
no,
answer.
no,
No Ben
it's the
Saint,
other one.
No Ben Saint Patreon. So I'm not
patreon.com/mine.
completely sure, but as far as I know, the other two ingredients are onions and banana peppers.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So
Holy
that's
shit.
So wait, what? Can you go through all of it?
Yeah.
It's
Paint me a picture.
So you got
Paint
the
me a
9 grain
picture.
wheat, right?
Yes.
Not toasted
Yeah.
because then the bread gets all crumbly and shit.
right.
I don't even remember what fucking cheese. What was it?
That's crude.
Oh, I don't
Was it
remember.
provolone?
American. It's American cheese.
No, it wasn't
right?
American. No,
Not American.
Provolone?
it might have been provolone.
Pepper jack? I don't know.
It wasn't pepper jack. I think it might have been provolone cheese. Which this is why I was confused why he didn't toast it. Because if you don't toast the cheese, it's just fucking. It's a cold piece of
Yeah.
cheese. Disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
He gets double turkey. He gets lettuce, and now we all know he gets onions and banana peppers. That's how you
Wow.
eat Subway sandwich.
And
banana
specifically
peppers.
no
Any
tomato.
sauce?
No
Right?
tomato. We both hate tomato very much.
Was there any sauce on it?
Yeah, he said Subway vinaigrette, I think.
That's crucial.
Okay, yeah. All right. So that's
All
it.
right, now I can finally go order it. Like ever since he first brought it up, I was like, as soon as they finish describing the sub, I'm gonna go buy one
How
and
long has
watch
it
the
been?
show.
Dude,
and it's
I-
been
I've been
fucking 3 months. And there's nothing.
Did you? I want one too. I'm coming with you. I'm gonna get one too.
Oh,
We
it'll
should
be a
do that right
ritual.
after the show. I haven't watched episode
No,
4.
let's do it after we lift because I'm still full.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've got to warn you, if you eat the manimal way, you're gonna get big and buff like him.
Uh-oh.
Well,
That's
you know,
what
Ben,
I'm all about.
we should buy them. And we should buy them before we lift, put them in the fridge, and then run the constant risk of Mumkey eating the other half of our sub.
That's the full experience.
Yeah.
And then you
Okay,
walk
good.
in and Devu has just devoured it all. That monster.
The curse.
That's why it's called
Curse.
Davu. He
He
devours.
devours it.
Devours
Yeah.
it. Mm.
Hey, that's pretty good.
All right. Does anybody have any more comments about this game? This is
I think we've hit
hours.
rock bottom.
What's that supposed to mean?
I like Pokemon. They're cute. Usually.
Why am
Yeah.
I white and my mom is brown?
That's a good question. Your dad
What
must
the-
be like super
Because your
white.
dad was
My game didn't have that problem.
ginger.
Oh, I thought you were talking about yourself, Ben. I was like, what the fuck?
It has been a struggle of identity our entire lives.
Did you make your girl brown?
Yeah. You've
Yeah,
seen my
yeah.
video, haven't you? Where I showed off my fucking girl and how cool she
I
is?
guess I had no like brightness
It's like-
reference.
It's the best fucking
Wait,
video I've ever
did you?
made.
What channel is that uploaded on? I didn't see that.
Digibro After Dark. It's called Pokemon Trainer Chic.
The
Like
winter look?
fashion, yeah, the winter look, winter
I
2016 look.
Is there
It's
any
just
way?
3 minutes of me analyzing how fucking cute my outfit is.
Is there any way for me to get like a winter knit cap and those sunglasses?
Possible.
I mean, you
glasses
start
are
with kind
kind
of a
of-
winter knit cap. Like,
No, you don't. You start with a fucking baseball.
well, Ben's a
not
boy,
as a
that's
girl.
guy.
Oh.
as a girl, you start with a cap.
Ben,
Oh,
I don't
that's
know.
such
I've
an
only seen
ugly
baseball
hat.
hats though.
What I'm
Um,
gonna look into this.
I mean, there is no winter clothes. It's the whole game
Yeah.
is all fucking island
Even though you
clothes.
go to a
Shows
fucking
over
icy mountain a
everybody.
couple times.
Yeah.
Gotta be
But,
taking
Yeah,
shit.
what the fuck?
But yeah, I made that and also an hour and a half long analysis of Pokemon Sun. So if anyone listening to this wants to
True.
hear a more structured analysis of the game, I
don't
can't
think
believe
yours
I
was
had
that-
to talk
I
for
don't think
another
yours was
2 hours.
That much more structured.
It was.
I mean,
It was like bullet
beyond-
pointed. I had fucking full notes for it.
Did you?
Yeah, the whole thing is like point
Highly
by point.
doubtful.
Bullshit.
I was doing it in the GRPJ style. I was like trying to.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
go
right.
to hypocrite.com.
I deliberately avoided watching that because
Hypocrite.com, yeah.
I avoided watching that because I hadn't beaten the game. But now that I have, I'll probably go check it out. Did you do the green
should.
screen? Tell me you did the green screen.
No, I was too lazy for that.
Ugh.
I
You
used
should
that
have
as
worn green sunglasses.
I used the
True.
fact that I didn't green screen as a way to advertise Hippo more by assuring the audience that if they watch him, they'd get this
good.
but better, like with more
Yeah.
effort put in. So
That's true.
Have you guys seen that hypocrite video where he's like a
No, I
Sly
don't watch his
Cooper
videos.
review, and he had like this
Yeah.
guy who's playing a guard, and he has a big
Yeah.
cane, and he's taking the key
Oh,
off
yeah.
of him, and
Yep,
it's
yep.
really funny, and I laughed at it. It's
Yeah.
a pretty
That
good
part.
one.
I've seen that video.
Hey, did you guys see the hypocrite video when his guitar becomes a
Guys.
character and it like starts crying, and it was really funny?
Yeah.
Okay, we get the picture. Gibbs videos are great. So
Have you guys seen that
Yeah.
Mage video?
all right, Mage wants us to wrap this up. I think let's
All right.
let's
I
finish
am-
this off.
yeah.
Okay, well, that's pretty much it. We've run the full gamut. Everything there is to say about this shit, we talked about it. And, Yeah, Pikachu. I think we can say a solid 0 out of 10 on Pokemon.
It's the worst
Sun
game
and
I've
Moon.
ever
I think
played.
we can all agree
done.
that this can, should, must, and will be the last Pokemon game.
No.
Yeah,
Never.
yeah.
No. Every 3 years I want a new
Never stop.
generation.
Yeah.
Everybody
no
say
problem with
goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hashtag Team Mumkey, baby.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be working right now. I'm supposed to be working right now. But I'm not working. I'm doing nothing. My dick I'm jerking. Myself I'm sucking. I am an asshole. I am a stupid. I've got a deadline. Don't wanna do it. What the hell is wrong with me? I'm supposed to be making money. I'm supposed to be creating funny things that the people gladly will pay for. Artistic genius, that's what they came for. Instead, I'm tweeting, hashtag repeating. That's why there's no heat and holes in the ceiling. Yeah, it's quite the burden. It's a hard knock life, being a genius.